Chapter 2663. If it's not good, then it's not good. If you want to live comfortably, then stand out and shoulder the burden with me. Li Zheng made it clear. Don't expect me to shoulder the burden alone while you can enjoy life. That's impossible. Even if I die here today, the Jiang family won't let you go. Although these words sounded a bit exaggerated, no one dared not to think about it. The Jiang family was now ruined. Even if Jiang Hong stood out, what could he do with Jiang Zixue? That didn't seem very realistic. So their revenge might not come as quickly as imagined. Even if it was possible, it would take at least a few decades for them to reach the strength of their families. Would their families stop developing from now on? That was impossible. They would continue to strengthen their forces. By the time the Jiang family could take revenge, their generation might have already been buried. At that time, who would fight for these things? Maybe at that time, they would cooperate for the sake of benefits. These were all very likely things, so why should they be worried? But then again, the Jiang family was now in such a state, and they could still find such a strong backer to help them. They also had Zhuo Lingyue to take care of them. If the Jiang family could make a comeback in a short time, none of them could live a good life. Were they really going to have a fight today? No. Today's fight was definitely more dangerous. That way there was still a possibility of gambling. Good. We support you. Zhao Zihu said. Put down the gun first. Don't point it at us. As long as you are willing to help me, we are still allies and brothers. Li Zheng said. My bullets are to be fed to the enemy. Su Yun heard Zhao Zihu's words and also became angry. It's better if we do it together. It's convenient for us to deal with it together. Zhao Zihu roared, cover with the gun. We will rush out immediately. With the support from behind, Li Zheng's blood boiled. It was as if he had been injected with stimulants. He jumped up with the gun in his hand and pulled the trigger without hesitation whenever he saw a possible target. There were only 18 bullets in the two pistols. Under such an impulsive situation, Li Zheng quickly used up all the bullets. Knowing that the time had come, he shouted, "Brothers, follow me." However, when Li Zheng rushed out, only 2 of his subordinates rushed out with him. As for Zhao Zihu and the others, they didn't move at all. Just as Li Zheng's 2 underlings rushed out, they were blocked by Su Yun and Lin Ge, one on the left and one on the right. They were directly knocked to the ground. When Li Zheng realized that he had been tricked by Zhao Zihu, 10,000 alpacas ran through his heart. That kind of feeling was absolutely unimaginable. To be fooled at such a time was not only a matter of face, but it was also too embarrassing to raise his head. Zhao Zi. F***ck your 18 generations of ancestors. Li Zheng cursed. When Jiang Hong heard the sound, he quickly identified Li Zheng's direction. With a roll, he jumped out of cover. The swallow knife in his hand was like a shooting star that streaked across the sky. It tore through the air and stabbed toward Li Zheng's face. At this moment, Li Zheng's mind was in a mess. He didn't care about what kind of dangerous situation he was in as the flying dagger pierced through his glabella. This sudden attack was completely unexpected. Li Zheng, who was still arrogant and insufferably arrogant a minute ago, knelt straight on the ground. The moment the flying dagger pierced through his brain, his mind went blank. He didn't have any consciousness at all. Whatever hatred and fear, they all disappeared in an instant. The only thing Li Zheng could remember was who he was. He didn't know anything else. In the end, Li Zheng still fell head first into the snow. His death caused Zhao Zihu and the others to shiver all over. An unprecedented fear instantly filled their bodies. Even Su Yun didn't expect Jiang Hong to be able to kill with such accuracy. The swallow knife's reputation was well-deserved. As long as one put all their thoughts into the flying dagger, it wasn't difficult for the weak to fight against the strong and kill with one move. 10 years. For 10 whole years, Jiang Hong's world only had the flying dagger. Because only by putting all his thoughts into the flying dagger could he stop thinking about those messy things and completely forget his identity. In these 10 years, he even became unfamiliar with the name Jiang Hong. Old Master Jin's nurturing and cultivation made him work even harder. He knew that if he didn't work hard, he would be letting down Old Master Jin's kindness of raising him. This was what made him who he was today. Although this was the first time Jiang Hong killed someone, he didn't show any signs of weakness. Seeing that their master was killed like this, Li Zheng's two subordinates immediately exploded. But their outburst was meaningless. With so many brothers of the Dragon Brigade present, they easily suppressed the two of them. Jiang Hong, you've already killed Li Zheng. You've already taken your revenge. Shouldn't you let us leave? Zhao Zihu said. I helped you just now. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have been killed so easily. Jiang Hong didn't want to pay attention to Zhao Zihu at all. He silently turned around and walked back to the room. Right now he wanted to see if his sister was frightened. What Jiang Zixue went through today was nothing. It was much better than what happened that day. The only thing she felt uncomfortable about now was accepting those things that she didn't want to remember. The feeling of those terrible memories surging into her heart was terrible. Every memory deeply pierced Jiang Zixue's heart. Jiang Zixue only hoped that all of this was fake, that all of this was illusory. She didn't even want to wake up. Although the death of that bastard Li Zheng gave her a certain amount of comfort, the pain was still unbearable. Zhao Zihu, you'll die a horrible death. Li Zheng's two subordinates roared angrily. Zhao Zihu said to the two of them, a wise man submits to circumstances. Li Zheng is already dead. If you still want to go back to the Li family, you'll only be punished. Only death awaits you. Of course, the two of them knew what they were facing now. Zhao Zihu was right. Only death awaited them. I can give the two of you a way out. Zhao Zihu said, work by my side. The Zhao family can give you the protection you need. The two of them had just lost their master, and Zhao Zihu was already trying to rope them in. Zhao Zihu said that Zhao Zihu was a good-for-nothing. He really was a good-for-nothing. His actions could really be said to be shameless to the extreme. Even at this time, you still haven't forgotten to strengthen your family's strength? Su Yin snorted and threw him a sentence that made him feel uneasy. If he can rely on you after his master's death, then this kind of person really has no morals to speak of. I'm afraid that when the time comes to betray you, they'll definitely be the first to do so. This sentence really made Zhao Zihu's heart unable to calm down. If he could take in these two experts, it would be one of his gains from this trip to Huaxia. But Su Yun's words also made sense. If they really worked for him so easily, then what did it mean? There was indeed no morals. Don't look down on us. We won't be such people without morals. Zhao Zihu, this bastard, set a trap for us. We definitely won't let him off this matter. Su Yun smiled slightly. Seeing that you have such morals, I'll give you a chance. Remember, your enemy is Zhao Zihu, not the Jiang family. Li Zheng's two subordinates were stunned. Su Yun immediately ordered people to let them go. The two of them were very surprised, very surprised. They couldn't believe that Su Yun would do this. Zhao Zihu panicked. If these two people were released, it was equivalent to creating two threats by his side. Moreover, these two threats could erupt at any time. Once the danger occurred, then he would have the threat of death. You're really letting us go? The two of them asked. Su Yun nodded. Of course, because you know who's the one who tricked you. After receiving Su Yun's words, the two of them quickly left the scene without looking back. Zhao Zihu panicked and shouted at the two of them. You should also consider what I said. The Zhao family will always welcome you. Instead of releasing a threat, it was better to keep them by his side and find an opportunity to eliminate them. This was Zhao Zihu's thought at the moment. Unfortunately, the two of them weren't idiots, nor were they fools. They wouldn't easily believe a despicable scheming bitch like Zhao Zihu. Chapter 2664. You should leave too. Don't wait for us to change our mind. Emperor Yuan Qing said in a deep voice. You'd better remember that we don't care what your family does abroad. But if you dare to commit crimes in Huaxia again, we will kill you no matter how far you are. Zhao Zihu was well aware that these guys were from the country. In fact, they had always been wary of China. This was something that everyone knew. In fact, if the Jiang family hadn't been forced to leave Huaxia, this incident wouldn't have happened. If the Jiang family was still in Huaxia, no one would dare to make such a big fuss. Although the people who should leave had left, something had happened here. The security guard couldn't tolerate a murder in front of him. However, he was scared and didn't dare to say anything. He was afraid that trouble would fall on him. Once trouble fell on him, he would be killed. silencing them. This meant that he would die here, and he had elders and children to take care of. What was he going to do? Don't worry. We're not bad people. Wan Qingshuang noticed this. There is indeed some trouble today, and they are all good people. We will inform the police to deal with the following matters. You will inform the police? The security guard looked at them in disbelief. After all, people were dead. How could they inform the police? At this time, Su Yun, who was not far away, had already called Chen Wei and roughly told him what had happened. Chen Wei immediately brought people to the scene and sealed it off. He knew that this matter involved a lot. Obviously, Su Yun made such a decision because this matter wasn't something the police could handle. Those who came to attack had all left. Chen Wei couldn't continue to investigate. At this time, Chen Wei received a call. The person on the phone seemed to be very nervous. He stuttered as he reported something to him. Chen Wei was surprised. He looked up at Su Yun. Su Yun also looked at Chen Wei in confusion. Were you at the Intercontinental Ocean Hotel just now? Chen Wei asked. Su Yun nodded. Yes. Then what about the fight that just happened in the Intercontinental Ocean Hotel? Chen Wei said. Su Yun gave an embarrassed smile and said, It is me. However, the situation here was urgent, and I did not know that my brothers were here. So I rushed back. Did the hotel call the police? Tell them that I'll be responsible for the compensation. Chen Wei said. Our men arrested a man and a woman at the Intercontinental Hotel. Are they related to this matter? A man and a woman? Su Yun was startled. He immediately realized that Tao Yinan and Tao Ruhu were unable to leave in time. After the incident, the hotel staff immediately called the police. There were many things in Tao Yinan's room that had to be taken away, especially the dozens of bottles of precious red wine that she had obtained during her stay in Huaxia. Wine was very fragile, so Tao Ruhu had to carefully pack it before taking it away. This wasted a lot of time. Coincidentally, a police patrol car passed by the Ocean Intercontinental Hotel. So after receiving the call, they immediately arrived at the scene and arrested them. With Tao Yinan and Tao Ruhu's strength, it was easy for them to escape from the police's control. However, they knew the consequences of touching the police, so they did not want to cause more trouble. Therefore, they cooperated with the police's investigation. Just now, when the staff was retrieving the hotel's surveillance footage, the surveillance footage captured Su Yun's image. Su Yun was also a well-known figure in Qingdao, and he was so familiar with Chief Chen. Of course, the investigator immediately informed Chen Wei about this matter. After Su Yun explained the situation to Chen Wei let out a sigh of relief. In this case, what should we do with the two people? Chen Wei said. Should we let them go too? Let them go. Su Yun. These people are important people in certain industries in the world. If we cause too much trouble, it will affect the economic situation. Since they did not cause any big trouble in Huaxia, let's not pursue it. Chen Wei nodded. I understand what you mean. But before that, I want to see them. Su Yun. I have something to tell them. Then come with me. I have to go back and do a detailed report on this matter, Chen Wei said. Su Yun signaled for Lin Ge to take care of the brothers of the Dragon Brigade. He also asked Wan Qingshuang and Bai Xiaoye to comfort Jiang Zixue. Then he left with Chen Wei. On the way, Su Yun pondered. Although this place was not bad, it was really crowded with so many people. Moreover, something had happened, so it was unlucky to live here. He might as well find an opportunity to sell it and get a bigger one. After arriving at the police station, Su Yun went directly to see Tao Yinan. At this time, Tao Yinan and Tao Ruhu were in the interrogation room. When Su Yun opened the door and came in, both of them were surprised. When the police officers in the interrogation room saw Su Yun, they immediately stood up with a smile and handed him a cigarette. Everyone in the interrogation room knew who Su Yun was. Mr. Su, why are you here? Although they knew that the hotel incident had something to do with Su Yun, they were still very polite. I came with your Chief Chen. We just dealt with some things. Su Yun smiled. This is my business. Don't worry about it. You have worked hard. Leave it to me. Okay, Mr. Su. Do you want something to drink? I will ask someone to make you a cup of tea. The police officer was still very polite. Su Yin waved his hand. No need. I am afraid that I won't be able to sleep at night. You can go do your own things. Then I will go get some mineral water. The police officer said and left. Su Yin looked at Tao Nan with a smile. Why can't you deal with this? You were arrested? Su Yin, are you showing off your status here? Tao Nan said. Let me tell you, even if the police arrested me, what can they do? I did nothing. It was you who barged into my room and caused trouble for me. Su Yin waved his hand. That is not important. I am here to inform you of something. Tao Nan was stunned. Soon, she realized that something was wrong. Why was Su Yin here? Shouldn't he have gone back? His home was still under attack by Zhao Zihu and the others. How could he be in the mood to come here and show off? Unless, thinking of this, Tao Nan did not dare to continue thinking. An inexplicable nervousness rose in her heart. Li Zheng is dead. Su Yin. He was killed by the Jiang family. Of course, it was not Jiang Zixue. It was someone else. Someone else. Was there anyone else in the Jiang family? Let me tell you, the Jiang family has not been wiped out. Su Yin. Don't think of being so ruthless. As a person, leave a way out for yourself. It will be easier to meet in the future. Tao Nan did not believe Su Yin's words at all. Jiang Zixue has recovered her memory. She is very clear about what the 6 great families have done to her. She also remembers that Li Zheng poisoned her. Su Yin. Now the Li family is the scapegoat. However, as the mastermind, the Tao family cannot escape responsibility. What do you want? Tao Nan asked. Su Yin. I don't want to do anything. This is the 7-star brilliance's matter. As an outsider, I have no right to interfere. Then why are you telling me this? Tao Nan asked. Jiang Zixue has already remembered everything. Now that Li Zheng is dead, the Li family has repaid their debts. Su Yin. What about the rest? It is the Tao family. I feel that you should go back and talk to the person in charge of the Tao family. Let him prepare to explain to the Empress. Buzz. Tao Nan's mind buzzed. Once the fact that the Tao family was the mastermind could not be concealed from Zuolingyue, she would definitely denounce them. At that time, with the Empress's strength and the combat strength of the 5 war gods, would the Tao family be a match for her? It was simply impossible. Furthermore, this matter had caused the hearts of the 7-star brilliance's families to be scattered. Now everyone was looking out for their own interests, and no one would help anyone else. In that case, the Tao family would fall into an isolated and helpless state. Would there be any good outcome waiting for them? The answer was yes. There would be no good outcome for them. Chapter 2665. Miss Tao, there are some things that the heavens are watching. There will always be retribution. Su Yin said. Do you think you can escape all the punishment? You came here just to tell me this? Tao Nan said. To laugh at my failure? Su Yin nodded. What do you think? Do you think I'm here to give you warmth? Tao Nan said. I don't need your warning. As for what I'm going to face, I know it very well. Even better than you. Zuolingyue is not someone I need to consider. Yes, Zuolingyue is not someone you need to consider. Su Yin said. It's the whole Tao family that needs to consider. After a pause, Su Yin continued. And what you need to consider is how to face your family members when you go back. I believe that your brother called Tao Zhu won't let you go, right? Tao Nan's face became more and more ugly. She really didn't want to mention Tao Zhu. Thinking of this, Tao Nan broke out in cold sweat. This time, Tao Zhu didn't have good intentions when he asked her to do this. Now that the mission had failed and they had caused such a big trouble, Jiang Zixue's memory had been restored. Once Zuolingyue knew that this was the Tao family's plan, how would the Tao family deal with it? No one knew. Su Yin, what do you want to say? Tao Nan asked. Su Yin smiled slightly. I want to make a deal with you. Tao Nan was startled. What deal? I'll give you a way to make Tao Zhu not make things difficult for you. Su Yin said. That way, because the Tao family needs you, they won't charge you with any crime and put you to death. Tao Nan was startled. What can you do? Even if you do, What do you want from me? You don't have anything I want from you. Su Yin said, but I believe that if the other families want to provoke the Jiang family again, they will definitely go through the Tao family. I just need you to give me a message at this time. Tao Yinan snorted. You're too naive, aren't you? Naive? No, she's not naive at all. Su Yin said, if you're the only one in the Tao family who knows who the descendant of the Jiang family is, what position will you be placed in? Tao Yinan was stunned. Su Yin, no one would believe that. Even if you told me, I wouldn't believe that the Jiang family could have a descendant other than Jiang Zixue. You don't need to tell me that. I believe that when you return, your Tao family will already know. Su Yin said, Li Zheng's death is related to another descendant of the Jiang family. That's the child of Jiang Jing and another woman. 10 years ago, Jiang Jing sent him out of the Jiang family. Tao Yinan's expression changed. Of course she had heard about this. So the rumors were true. Jiang Jing really had a child with a female servant. Sure enough, there was no such thing as an impenetrable wall in the world. Furthermore, there was no such thing as wind from an empty cave. Jiang Jing really had another son. That meant that the Jiang family's bloodline was still alive. As long as you have this information in your hands, your family won't make things difficult for you, Su Yin said. You said that you've seen Jiang Hong before and can recognize him. That's enough. Tao Yinan said, but other than me, everyone else has seen him. The sky was so dark. The only person who could see Jiang Hong up close was Li Zheng. Su Yin said, but unfortunately he's dead. Tao Yinan swallowed a mouthful of saliva. She really did not understand what Su Yin meant by this. What reason do you have to do this? Tao Yinan asked. Of course I have a reason. This way, I can know the movements of your families at all times. Su Yin said, this is very important to me. It's also very important to you. Tao Yinan said, what does it have to do with me? I won't get any benefits at all. You can keep your life. That's enough. Su Yin said, as long as you're still useful, Tao Zhu won't make things difficult for you. No one in your Tao family will make things difficult for you. You're their only hope to eliminate the Jiang family, aren't you? Tao Yinan said coldly, since you've said so, you definitely don't want the Tao family to continue doing this, right? You want to protect the Jiang family. Now that you know that our Tao family wants to eliminate them, how can you be kind to me? After all, you're not the person in charge of the Tao family, Su Yin said. Tao Yinan was stunned. You can't be the successor of the Tao family. Even if Tao Zhu and the others are useless compared to you, you still can't be the true successor of the Tao family. Su Yin said, because you're a woman. Even if the Tao family has moved to Russia, they're still Huaxia people. Huaxia has a long history of favoring men over women. We all know this. So no matter how well you do, you can't be the successor of the Tao family. Su Yin's words were like a sharp knife that stabbed into Tao Yinan's heart. He was right. No matter what, she couldn't be the successor of the Tao family because she was a woman. Although I advocate equality between men and women, I really can't give you any better advice on this matter, Su Yin said. This will always be the status quo that Huaxia people can't change. It's not just Huaxia. The whole world is the same. Tao Yinan said, look at so many countries. How many of them are women in charge? Su Yin smiled. So you know very well. If you want to be the successor of the Tao family and be the person in charge of the Tao family, then you can only. What do you mean? Tao Yinan was stunned. Su Yin, I hope you can be clearer. Help me stabilize the other people who are harmful to the Jiang family, including your own family members. Su Yin said, I'll let you be the successor of the Tao family. When you have the ability to take charge of the Tao family, I hope that the Tao family and the Jiang family will mind their own business and have nothing to do with each other. To be honest, Tao Yinan was really shocked. This was a question that she had never dared to think about. To be the successor of the Tao family and be the person in charge of the Tao family. The entire Tao family had to listen to her arrangements. Tao Yinan couldn't be more clear about what this meant. Whether it was in Huaxia, North America, Western Europe, or Eastern Australia, no woman could be the person in charge of any large family on any continent. In the end, All the family inheritance would fall to the men. Men were the leaders of the entire society. It wasn't just a small family, a large family, a nation, or even a country. This kind of situation existed. Although a matriarchal society had existed in history, it was something that happened many years ago. It could even be said to be ancient times. In this modern society, no one could deny that men were the leaders. Otherwise, every man wouldn't need to have a house, a car, and savings to get married. Women, on the other hand, could rely on marrying well to turn things around and sing songs. This was also why so many girls would rather train themselves to be submissive little sheep and squeeze their heads to find rich second-generation heirs. Rich second-generation heirs could casually give them bags and shoes, branded watches, and diamond necklaces. These could easily offset the evil behavior of these rich second-generation heirs who liked to cheat and mess around. They could even accept things that were even more excessive. This was how society was. Therefore, even women in large families would be affected by this kind of mindset. This was why Tao Yinan was so shocked after Su Yun said this. She had never thought that there would be such a possibility. Really, this was completely a fantasy for her. Su Yun, do you know what is called a lunatic's dream? Tao Yinan said. You really see things too simply. Or maybe you're overcomplicating things. Su Yun didn't give Tao Yinan a chance to refute. In fact, you just need to change your perspective, and everything will be clear. This is your opportunity. I gave it to you. If you don't want it, I don't care. I believe that someone is willing to be the informant for me. Tao Yinan frowned. In the current situation, if Su Yun told any other family to keep an eye on the news, then they would be forgiven. She believed that any family would agree to his request. Chapter 2666. What if Tao Zhu doesn't even give me this chance? Tao Yinan said. Then I won't have any chance at all. Then it's a problem of your own ability. Su Yun said. This is all I can help you with. I hope that you can have the final say in the Tao family's matters, and not someone who has nothing to do with me. After all, we have interacted before, and we understand each other better. Tao Yinan sneered and said. What makes you think I'm easier to control than Tao Zhu? It's not about control. Su Yun said. It's a collaboration. I've made it very clear. It's because I understand you, and you understand me. If you make the decision for the Tao family, I believe you won't be so foolish as to continue pursuing the Jiang family, right? Tao Yinan said. Even if I don't do that, the Jiang family won't let the Tao family off. They will definitely take revenge. Revenge breeds revenge. When will it ever end? Actually, a lot of the trouble between you two was accumulated by the previous generation. It doesn't have much to do with you two. Su Yun said. Maybe sometimes, when you find an opportunity, you should end all the trouble between you two. Tao Yinan was stunned and looked at Su Yun in disbelief. She didn't understand why Su Yun would do this. If I can convince the Jiang family not to take revenge on you, you can do what you have to do. Su Yun said. As long as you let go of the Jiang family, that's enough. I will only deal with those who still have evil intentions towards the Jiang family. This is a good thing for both you and the Jiang family, killing two birds with one stone. You want me to be your eyes and ears in the Tao family? Tao Yinan said. Do you think that's appropriate? It's very appropriate. Su Yun nodded and said. There's no harm to you at all. Aren't you tempted? You want me to trap someone who betrayed my own family? Tao Yinan said. Su Yun, no one can be more daring than you. You are really too bold. Su Yun smiled. I'm just thinking about the negative side for us. Miss Tao, I believe that even if you don't do certain things, the Tao family will still fall into the trap. They'll just slow down a little. Tao Yinan believed that this was true. Even if she did nothing, Tao Zhu would investigate and deal with Jiang Hong based on what he heard. At that time, he would still have to offend Su Yun and the others. If you cooperate with me, not only will you be able to protect the Tao family, you will also be able to minimize the losses of the Tao family. Su Yun. And you can also get the position of the Tao family's leader in the end. Whether it's for the family's interests or your personal interests, you can achieve the greatest benefits. This was true. As long as they cooperated with Su Yun, they could earn money together. What should I do? Tao Yinan asked indifferently. Su Yin smiled. I'm afraid Miss Tao doesn't need me to teach you this. Miss Tao, you should know the way your Tao family does things better than I do. The Tao family won't give up until they achieve their goal, Tao Yinan said. Otherwise, why do you think something like this would happen today? What I want is this style of the Tao family that won't give up. Su Yin. If the Tao family let this matter go so easily, I would feel that it would be a pity. Tao Yinan was no longer just wary of Su Yin. What do you want to use me for? It seems like you're really afraid that I'll destroy your Tao family, Su Yin said. No matter what your goal is, you should be more honest if you want to cooperate with me, Tao Yinan said. Why did your people lose today? You can ask your subordinate yourself later, Su Yin said. If I wanted to destroy the Tao family, I wouldn't be wasting words with you here. Tao Yinan looked at Su Yin with a blank expression. She half believed and half doubted everything Su Yin said. All right, I won't waste words with you. Su Yin. It's simple. I'm afraid it'll be very difficult for you to get out of here today. I'll make the arrangements later. Treat it as a gift for cooperation. You can let us out? Tao Yinan asked. Of course. Su Yin said. On the Guqin Island, everyone has to give me some face. It's up to you to believe it or not. Tao Yinan said. Are there no other conditions? If you don't think there are, then there aren't. Su Yin. But if you don't think there are any conditions, then I can also give you some conditions. It's all up to you. You should have some conditions, Tao Yinan said. At least if Su Yin could give her conditions, she would feel more at ease. Help without conditions was like a free pie falling from the sky. If it didn't change in quality, it would grow fur. In short, it definitely couldn't be eaten. If it could be eaten, it wouldn't stay for so long. Su Yin smiled. I knew that Miss Tao isn't someone who easily trusts others. Tell me your conditions, Tao Yinan said. Don't beat around the bush. My condition is to make up for the damage to the hotel. Then, you've gotten so much good wine after coming to Huaxia. You should really leave a few bottles for me, right? Su Yin. I can use them to make connections. What do you think? That's very suitable, right? Tao Yinan clenched her fists. This guy really knew how to take advantage of others. Su Yin, you're really good at taking advantage of others. Tao Yinan was still very dissatisfied with this condition. Money wasn't a problem, but those bottles of wine were all good wine. If it weren't for those bottles of red wine, she wouldn't have been trapped in her room by the police. Miss Tao, this request is probably nothing to the great Miss Tao, right? Su Yin. I don't think I'm going overboard at all. As long as you think it's suitable, Tao Yinan said. I can agree to all your conditions. Then when can I leave? I'll make some arrangements. You can leave immediately. Su Yin smiled and stood up. Miss Tao, don't forget our agreement and deal. I'll be waiting for your news. Tao Yinan said lightly. I'm a person who keeps her word. I like dealing with women who keep their word, Su Yin. Then I'll go out and help you make some arrangements. You can leave very soon. Su Yin turned and left the interrogation room. Miss Tao, we can't really believe him, right? Tao Ruhu jumped up immediately. He didn't believe Su Yin. He didn't know why, but he just felt that he shouldn't believe Su Yin. If we don't believe him, who else can we believe? Tao Yinan said. Can you let us leave this damn place? Tao Ruhu frowned. He really didn't have any tricks up his sleeves. Other than following Su Yin's plan, there was probably no other way to solve this problem. They could only leave after everything was settled. Tao Yinan knew very well what kind of place Huaxia was, so she didn't dare to cause trouble. If she did, she definitely wouldn't have a good ending. Then she would follow Su Yin's plan. She would spend money to avoid disaster. They didn't know that Su Yin already had the right to release them after he came here. In this aspect, Su Yin was still very capable. Su Yin came to the evidence room and looked at Tao Yinan's things. Those that could be returned to her were directly prepared for her to take away. As for the red wine, Su Yin directly called two of his buddies from the police station to help him move it to the car. Su Yin said that these were all evidence that he used for research, so they could be easily taken away. Chen Wei was 100% assured that Su Yin would be able to handle this matter better than him. He believed that Su Yin would be able to handle this matter better than him. So no matter what Su Yin did, Chinwei wouldn't say much. As long as Su Yin thought it was right, he would definitely support it. Chapter 2667. Su Yin had planned to give Chinwei and the others the wine that originally belonged to Tao Yinan at the police station. However, the regulations were so strict now. Who would dare to accept things like that? Su Yin's actions would put them in a bad situation. Therefore, he just took it with him. Anyway, it would be a waste if he didn't take it. No one would know what it was if he left it here. Yi Fala had generously given Su Yin a bottle of such a precious Chateau Lafite, so Su Yin took it as a return gift. Although each of these bottles of wine was expensive, they still couldn't compare to that bottle of Chateau Lafite that was as rare as phoenix feathers and Qilin horns. However, that bottle of wine wasn't wasted. At least, Su Yin drank more than half of it. Su Yin said, "Chief Chen, let these two people go. Do the report well. I will ask our chief to pass the document to our superiors." Chinwei nodded. I'm relieved with you handling it. Then I'll take them away. Su Yin said, "I've caused you trouble again today." "You're not causing me trouble. You're helping me solve the problem." Chinwei laughed. "If you didn't bring people to deal with them today, who knows what kind of trouble they would cause?" Actually, the people from the 6 big families didn't come to Huaxia to cause trouble for him. If he could find Jiang Zixue smoothly, this wouldn't cause any trouble. "Then I'll go first," Su Yin said. "There's a group of brothers waiting for me to go back and celebrate. Chief Chen, if you're done, why don't you come over and have a drink with me?" Chinwei waved his hand. "You guys worked so hard today. It's only right to celebrate with a few drinks. I won't be going. It's already 2 in the morning. I have to go to work tomorrow." Su Yin thought so too. He scratched his head embarrassedly. "Then I'll treat you tomorrow afternoon. Let's see if I have time. If I have time, I'll treat you." Chinwei said, "Some time ago, I went to a pot sticker shop in the Tsongli district with a friend. The taste was amazing." Su Yin knew that Chinwei's work was very busy. He was different from the other corrupt leaders. They liked to eat and drink and use their power to make some extra money. Chinwei, on the other hand, was the type of person who shouldered all the responsibilities on his own shoulders. He had to do many things himself, so it was too tiring for him. "Go, don't let your brothers wait too long," Chinwei said. "Also, it's already very late. You can drink, but don't disturb the people." "Don't worry about that. We definitely won't dare to disturb the people." Su Yin laughed. After greeting Chinwei, Su Yin returned to the training room. Tao Yinan and Tao Ruhu were already waiting. "Let's go. Pay the fine and pay the compensation. I'll take you out directly," Su Yin said. Su Yin's ability was not bad. Tao Yinan was a little surprised. It was settled so easily. She did not know that this was a special situation. If it was not a special situation, it was because Wan Guangxiao did not want to suppress the 6 great families to affect the economic situation. As long as they did not commit any big mistakes, he would let them off. Otherwise, if it was just for Su Yin's face, a serious and principled person like Chinwei might not let them go so easily. Tao Yinan went to pay the fine without hesitation. She didn't care about the fine. It was only 5,000 yuan. She would be punished according to the usual troublemakers. However, the compensation was not low. The Intercontinental Ocean Hotel dared to ask for 300,000 yuan. It was just a few pieces of the floor, a lamp, and a door that were damaged. Although the furniture inside was messed up, there wasn't much damage. However, according to the hotel, the lamp in their presidential suite was 98,800 yuan. They did not ask for much money at all. Tao Yinan did not care about that. She paid the money directly. After paying, Tao Yinan and Tao Ruhu were finally able to leave. After walking out of the courtyard, she realized that they could not even hail a car in the middle of the night. They were brought here by the police. Now they did not even have a vehicle. Although it was not far to walk back, it was at least 7 or 8 kilometers. It was not considered short. "Let's go. I'll give you a ride." Su Yin drove out and stopped beside them. Tao Yinan was in a bad mood. She said angrily, "No need." "You're welcome." We'll be partners in the future. You don't have to be so polite, right? Su Yun smiled. Su Yun, I only promised you that I would consider it, Tao Nan said. But I haven't decided to work with you yet. Miss Tao, you're not being nice. Su Yun. In that case, I'll leave first. I believe that if I find Zhao Zihu before he leaves Qingdao, he will definitely agree. Tao Nan felt a lump in her heart. Okay. I said I would consider it. What I want is not consideration, Su Yun. I want a partner who can confirm our relationship. Tao Nan took a deep breath. Facing Su Yun's pressure, she could do nothing. Get in the car if you agree to work with me, Su Yun. I'll count to 3 and leave. The thing I hate the most is stepping on the brakes. 1, 2. Click. Tao Nan opened the door and sat in the car without saying anything. Tao Ruhu could only follow his master's choice. He quickly ran to the passenger seat on the other side and sat in the car. Then I can rest assured. Su Yun smiled and said, Let's go. I'll take you back. Let's be frank. If you think you can use me, then I won't give you any face later. I know, Tao Nan said. Su Yun nodded and said with satisfaction, You don't have to think about others. You only need to think about your own interests. I believe you won't let me down. I just want to be quiet for a while, Tao Nan said. Su Yun didn't say anything else. He took Tao Nan and the others back to the Intercontinental Ocean Hotel. At this time, the people from the other 4 families also rushed back to the hotel. When Zhao Zihu saw Su Yun drive Tao Nan out, he immediately became suspicious. Tao Nan also realized why Su Yun had to send her back. From the expressions of these guys, it was obvious that they were defeated just now. Now that Su Yun made it seem like Tao Nan was very close to him, wouldn't these guys be unhappy? Moreover, Li Jing died just now. Now the people from the other 4 families were in a panic. Su Yun's actions naturally isolated Tao Nan from the others. At this time, some people even began to suspect that all this was a bigger trap for Tao Nan. Because Tao Nan didn't appear at that place today. They always thought that there were only a few people there, and they could easily take them down and settle it easily. Who knew that so many masters would suddenly appear? And each of them was a guy with status and background. They were all people of the country. They couldn't afford to offend any of them. Even if they couldn't beat them. Tao Nan didn't go to that place directly. She said that she had to find a way to delay Su Yun, but Su Yun still went back halfway. They came back miserably, but Tao Nan came back in a car personally driven by Su Yun. Obviously, it would make people feel infinitely unhappy. Su Yun, you really calculated everything. Tao Nan said. Do you want to put me in a situation where I am isolated and helpless? If not, how can you cooperate with me wholeheartedly? Su Yun. Miss Tao, the only person who can protect you now is me. Other than believing in me, I'm afraid there is no other way to change your situation. Tao Nan took a deep breath. Su Yun, you win. You flatter me. Su Yun. I'm just giving you a taste of your own medicine. Miss Tao likes to play tricks, and you like to play some tricks. I can only accompany you to the end. Tao Nan was really completely defeated this time. She had lived for so long, and it was really the first time she encountered such a big setback. She lost, and she lost wholeheartedly. Miss Tao, I think you should get out of the car early. Otherwise, the people outside the car will think that you discussed something with me. Su Yun smiled slightly. It's late. I should go back. What do you think? Chapter 2668. Tao Nan was surrounded by Zhao Zihu and the rest the moment she got out of the car. Tao Tianyi, who survived the disaster, consciously stood behind his master. The failure of the mission wasn't his fault. This made Tao Tianyi calm down a lot. Tao Nan, you're really something. You'd rather sacrifice one of your men to scheme against all of us. Zhao Zihu wasn't polite at all. I don't understand what nonsense you're talking about. You don't have the ability, yet you're blaming it on me? Tao Nan said disdainfully. Zhao Zihu pressed on. If you don't understand, then who does? Wasn't all of this planned by you? I planned. Humph. Zhao Zihu, don't pour dirty water on me. Tao Nan said. You clearly brought Chun Fan and Little Seven to Huaxia. Yet you hid it from us. Your Zhao family has always maintained an attitude of staying as far away as possible from this matter. Zhao Zihu wanted to refute but was interrupted by Tao Yinan. I was held back by Su Yin at the hotel. Your people suddenly appeared, as if you were afraid that I would do something. But when I asked your people to help me take down Su Yin, your people were like idiots. They insisted on competing with Su Yin. Zhao Zihu believed this. Chun Fan was such a confident person. He also had the capital and qualifications to be confident. But the result? Tao Yinan said disdainfully. Your people are trash. They're not Su Yun's opponent at all. You're talking nonsense. Little Seven argued for Chun Fan. Tao Yinan said coldly. I'm talking nonsense? Let everyone say for themselves. If Chun Fan could really deal with Su Yun, why would he let Su Yun escape? This was true. The result was that Su Yun indeed escaped from the control of this place. This also confirmed that Chun Fan didn't stop Su Yun at all. You better shut up. Tao Yinan stared at Little Seven and said, if you didn't block my people like an idiot, would Su Yun be able to escape? Little Seven was rendered speechless by Tao Yinan's words. She didn't know how to respond. It's precisely because your Zhao family is so selfish that it led to this situation. Now you want to throw dirty water on my head? Tao Yinan sneered. Zhao Zihu was rendered speechless by Tao Yinan's battle of words. I can't outtalk you, Zhao Zihu said. But you should at least explain to us why Su Yun is with you, right? Tao Yinan said. You can go to my room and take a look. See what your people and Su Yun have done to me. Your men ran away, but what about me? The room was opened under my name. Now that the police are here, I can't leave. I can only deal with it. I can't watch things get out of hand. At this time, the members of the major families also realized that Tao Yinan was indeed not idle. The police only agreed to release him after I paid them money. Tao Yinan said. In order to help you, I immediately confessed to Su Yun when I arrived at the police station. He also went to the police station. I don't know why you don't know. Tao Yinan's words were reasonable. Zhao Zihu and the others really had no words to refute it for a while. I don't know what kind of mentality you have, but I have done all I can. Tao Yinan said. Don't blame your own mistakes on me. Zhao Zihu said. Su Yun is so familiar with the police. How can it be? Yes, it's because he is familiar with the police that I can get away so early. Tao Yinan said. Otherwise, I will be detained for more than 24 hours. What do you mean? Zhao Zihu was stunned. Picking a quarrel and making trouble is also a crime. Tao Yinan said. Because Su Yun is familiar with the police, he won't be detained and I won't be detained. I came out with him for my own purpose. I have to think about my own interests, right? Zhao Zihu took a deep breath. Even so then. Then what? I know that you will definitely find a few excuses and scapegoats for this failure. Tao Yinan said. It doesn't matter. Blame it on me. I don't care. Anyway, I am used to it. Zhao Zihu took a deep breath. Fine, let's not talk about this. Let me tell you something. I believe you will be surprised. What? Tao Yinan said. Without waiting for Zhao Zihu to speak, Tao Tianyi revealed the matter. Miss Tao, in addition to Jiang Zixue, the Jiang family has another descendant. His name is Jiang Hong. He is the child of Jiang Jing and a woman who worked for the Jiang family. He is the one who killed Li Zheng today. Tao Yinan had already heard about this from Su Yun. So, she wasn't surprised at all. Jiang Hong, you have seen him, right? Tao Yinan said. Tao Tianyi shook his head. It was too dark, and he used a flying knife. He had been hiding far away, so I couldn't see him clearly. Tao Yinan sneered in her heart. Just as Su Yun said, this was her chance. Okay, I know. Tao Yinan said. I have seen that Jiang Hong. When he was with Su Yun, I saw him. What? Zhao Zihu cried out involuntarily. You know that there is someone else in the Jiang family besides Jiang Zixue. I didn't know before, but now I know. Tao Yinan made all this up. Before today, I always thought that the person who liked to play with the flying knife next to Su Yun was just an ordinary follower. Now it seems. You saw his face clearly? Zhao Zihu asked nervously. Tao Yinan nodded. Of course. Even if he turned into ashes, I would still recognize him. His characteristics are still quite obvious. Zhao Zihu took a deep breath. This was really an unexpected gain. Taoinan, it is this Jiang Hong who killed Li Zheng. He is really someone who will not show mercy at all. Qianzheng said. We really need to get rid of this root of trouble. Taoinan sneered. He is in front of you today. If you want to get rid of him, then get rid of him. What are you talking to me about? Let me tell you, as long as this person is here, your Tao family's danger is higher than ours. Sun Haoming also said, you better think about it. What is there to think about? Zhou Xuanqing said. That guy first killed Li Zheng. His second target is your Tao family. Even if the target is the Tao family, it won't be my turn. Taoinan said. My brother is the Tao family's leader. I am not. The people from the other clans were stunned. They couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. This matter must be blocked by the Tao clan. If the Tao clan couldn't block it, then the rest of them wouldn't have a good ending. You know what he is like. You should think of a way to control the development of the situation. If he wants to take revenge, then your Tao family. Zhao Zihu tried to persuade Taoinan. Taoinan smiled slightly. It seems that you are really worried about this person. Nonsense, he can easily hit the target from 100 meters away. His throwing knife is accurate. Even people who use guns may not be as accurate as him. Zhou Xuanqing said. Of course we are worried. Don't tell me you are not worried. Taoinan nodded. So what if I am worried? So what if I am not worried? You will die too. Qianzheng reminded. You are going to push the blame to me for this matter. Taoinan said. I will not have a good ending if I return to the Tao family, so I don't care at all. I am not afraid of death at all. These words touched the hearts of the others. They indeed wanted to push the blame to Taoinan. Inan, we won't do that. Zhao Zihu changed his attitude and said gently. How can we push the blame to you? You have done enough. You are really a chameleon. You change so quickly. Taoinan said without any trace of politeness. Zhao Zihu said, the responsibility of this matter is on Li Zheng. If it wasn't for his impulsiveness, things wouldn't have been messed up and he wouldn't have died. Don't you think so? That's right. It is because of Li Zheng. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have fallen to this state. Sun Haoming immediately followed. They just wanted to tell Taoinan that the responsibility could be pushed to the dead. It was that simple. Chapter 2669. Of course, Taoinan wouldn't believe these fence-sitters. Who knew whose side they would stand on in the next second? Inan, what does Jiang Hong look like? Zhao Zihu couldn't wait. If you can roughly describe it, I can find the best portrait artist to do a portrait. If you all know what he looks like, is the information in my hands still valuable? Taoinan said, stop dreaming. I won't tell you. Zhao Zihu gritted his teeth and said, if you have an accident, what should we do? You know the consequences. Once something happens to me, no one will know what Jiang Hong looks like. It may be that when you go out for breakfast, a waiter is him. It may also be that when you go to the bar at night, a DJ playing discs is him. Taoinan said, you may face the threat of death at any time. Zhao Zihu was speechless. This woman's eloquence was really not something he could compare with. If my life is still worth some money now, it's worth it in the information I know. Taoinan said, you all know it in your heart. Everyone fell silent. No one dared to utter another word. If you think that I'm doing something wrong, then give me a better way. Taoinan said. But please remember, I'm not stupid. I also know how to think for myself. Inan, we really don't mean that. Zhao Zihu said, we know Jiang Hong's appearance is also for your consideration. Then I can only say that you are useless. You have fought with the other party, but you don't remember his appearance. Taoinan said, if anyone wants to help me and cooperate with me, I believe that they will show it in action, not just with words. I'm a sober person. I can detect who really wants to cooperate with me and who just wants to use me. Zhao Zihu was silent. This damn woman is too scheming. She is too clear about the information I have now. Miss Tao, what if you are just fooling us? Sun Haoming suddenly said, What if you don't know what Jiang Hong looks like, and you just said it casually? Ha ha ha, think whatever you want. Tao Yinan said. Of course you can choose not to cooperate with me. It has nothing to do with me. But remember, I'm not begging you, and I'm not asking you to believe me. Do you understand? Sun Haoming didn't make a sound for a long time. Indeed, Tao Yinan didn't ask them, nor did she explain anything to them. These were all things that he had learned under Zhao Zihu's pressure. Therefore, Tao Yinan had no intention of cooperating with them, nor did she want to get any benefits from them. There's no need for us to draw such a clear line. Zhao Zihu said. If we knew Jiang Hong's appearance in advance, we would definitely be able to help the Tao family. Are you joking with me, Mr. Zhao? Tao Yinan said. You also know Jiang Zixue. Why didn't you plan to help the Tao family? If you had helped them from the beginning, perhaps this wouldn't have happened. Zhao Zihu frowned. You can't say that. We didn't know that Jiang Zixue was so difficult to deal with. We thought. You thought that with the Tao family's ability and my ability, I, Tao Yinan, would have easily solved the matter, right? Tao Yinan smiled slightly. Mr. Zhao Zihu, your mouth is really powerful. Yinan, why do you have to say that about me? Zhao Zihu said helplessly. Because you are this kind of person. Tao Yinan said. I think I'm already a two-faced person, but in front of you, I can only admit defeat. Okay, you can save it. Zhou Xuanqing said to Zhao Zihu. Can't you see that Miss Tao is annoyed by you? Annoyed by me? Zhao Zihu was stunned. What do you know, damn Zhou Xuanqing? If Tao Yinan was annoyed by me, how could she sleep with me? Zhao Zihu naturally couldn't say this. If he said it, Tao Yinan would hate him even more. Then, how could he gain her trust? You can say whatever you want. I just want to help her. Zhao Zihu said. She is a girl, and she is under too much pressure. Hearing Zhao Zihu's words, no one would believe it. Zhao Zihu pretended to be serious. Yinan, do you know why I let Xin Fan and Xiao Qi stay in the hotel? It's because I am worried about you. I'd rather be in danger than for you to be in danger. You know how dangerous Su Yin is. Of course, I want to keep them by your side to protect you. It's not like what you think. Tao Yinan smiled slightly. Whether it is what I think it is, I know it very well in my heart. Zhao Zihu shook his head helplessly. Forget it. No matter what, as long as you are fine, it is fine. Zhao Zihu, I believe that you are a person with a clear mind. Tao Yinan said. I don't need to say much about how to make me believe you. Zhao Zihu was stunned. I believe that this matter is messed up. My brother will be very angry. Tao Yinan said. You all know my brother's temper. He will not let this matter go. Everyone present knew what kind of person Tao Zhu was. Although his ability was limited, he was a very ambitious person. Tao Zhu not only thought that he was the most capable person among the young people in the Tao family, but he also thought that he was the most capable person among the younger generation of the 7-star Radiance. Therefore, he was very arrogant and even overbearing when doing things. However, because of the Tao family's strength, everyone gave in to him and even flattered him. Especially Zhou Xuanqing and Li Zheng. Now that Li Zheng was dead, Tao Zhu had lost a good flattering friend. He would definitely be very unhappy in his heart. I will make it clear to you all today. Tao Yinan said. Why did my brother let me go to Huaxia? What was he thinking? You all know very well. No one answered this question. They knew very well why Tao Zhu took over this trouble at that time. Everyone remembered that it was supposed to be decided by drawing lots. However, Tao Zhu took the initiative to take this trouble away and said that he was the one who drew the lot, and that the Tao family was just unlucky. Then he threw this troublesome matter to Tao Yinan. His goal was too obvious. No one was stupid. Everyone could see why he was doing this. It was because Tao Yinan was too outstanding among the younger generation of the 7-star Radiance. When other families talked about the younger generation of the Tao family, Tao Yinan would always be the first to be brought out. Although it was impossible for Tao Yinan to become the successor of the Tao family, she would never become the person in charge of the Tao family. However, this situation was still a form of humiliation to Tao Zhu. He couldn't tolerate the fact that someone in the Tao family had more limelight than him. He couldn't tolerate the feeling that Tao Yinan was always suppressing him. This made Tao Zhu very, very unhappy. Therefore, he decided to use this matter to get rid of Tao Yinan. After Tao Yinan came to Huaxia, no matter how she dealt with Jiang Zixue, there wouldn't be a good outcome. If she resolved the matter, Tao Zhu would sell her out to Empress Suolingyue as an apology. If she couldn't resolve the matter, it would be even better. She would be directly exterminated by the family law. Tao Zhu had thought of all the methods, and was just waiting for Tao Yinan to land in his hands. Tao Zhu only had one thought now, and that was to kill Tao Yinan. If he didn't kill Tao Yinan, her status in the Tao family would only get higher and higher. Although Tao Zhu was the person in charge of the Tao family and the future head of the Tao family, he couldn't easily make a move on Tao Yinan without a legitimate reason. This was the best opportunity that Tao Zhu had been waiting for so many years. Of course, he wouldn't let it go. Everyone knew about this. Everyone could see Tao Zhu's intentions clearly. However, even though they could see it clearly, as long as no one dared to point it out, it wouldn't prove anything. Tao Zhu didn't do such a thing, which meant that he didn't have such intentions. Who would be foolish enough to jump out and criticize him? In the end, they would be accused of framing him. Tao Yinan's situation was very dangerous. From the beginning, she was in a desperate situation. If she didn't save herself, who else could she rely on? Chapter 2670. The moment Tao Yinan came to Huaxia, she had been pushed into the cliff. Now she was like a life-saving straw grasping at the edge of the cliff with one hand. She was pushed down. This life-saving straw was given to her by Su Yun. She knew clearly what Su Yun wanted. Don't be fooled by Su Yun's nonchalant appearance, but Tao Yinan could clearly sense Su Yun's aura. That's right. He would definitely avenge the Jiang family. However, no one would support this matter. Even if Zhuo Lingyue was present and knew that Jiang Zixue was fine, and that the 6 great clans had paid a heavy price for this, he wouldn't want this matter to continue and evolve into a bigger struggle. Therefore, Su Yun wouldn't express what he wanted to do. However, it didn't mean that he wouldn't do it. Moreover, Su Yun thought more comprehensively than anyone else. He seemed to know better than anyone that the Jiang family wouldn't tolerate this kind of extermination. Especially Jiang Hong, who suddenly appeared. If Jiang Hong was a person who could tolerate all this, he wouldn't have jumped out to admit that he was a member of the Jiang family at this time. A person who could stand out at this time must have a very serious desire for revenge. Otherwise, he wouldn't have stood out. Su Yun understood this point. As long as Jiang Hong didn't let go, how could the 6 families swallow their anger and be beaten? Naturally, conflicts would still occur. Everything should be prepared in advance. No matter who it was, they would face trouble. Moreover, Jiang Hong's goal must be very clear. He obviously didn't have the ability to exterminate the 6 families, but he could do one thing. That was to get rid of all the successors of the younger generation. As long as he could get rid of these people, he would be able to find comfort in his heart. Tao Zhu was obviously one of his targets. Su Yun found Tao Yinan, and knew this very well. The enemy of an enemy was an ally. Tao Zhu was Tao Yinan's brother, but he was also a person who wanted to kill her. Tao Yinan knew this very well. Therefore, Su Yun had the value of using her. Tao Yinan was very clear about this. The only person who could stand with her now was Su Yun. There was no one else. It was impossible for Zhao Zihu and the others to sincerely help her. They were all thinking about their own interests. For Tao Yinan, they were more of a tool. It was more of a tool. If Tao Yinan hadn't said that she could recognize Jiang Hong, no one would have wasted any saliva on her. Even Zhao Zihu was the same. Don't look at how he was infatuated with her before, but what he got his hands on immediately became worthless. You all want to use the Tao family as a shield, and use the time when the Tao family is your shield to make your own preparations. Tao Yinan said, because all of you know that once I, Tao Yinan, am finished, all of you are finished. Facing an opponent who they didn't even know what he looked like, what could they do? Only if I don't die will you have a chance. Tao Yinan said, as long as my brother doesn't die, you won't be in danger. All of you know this better than anyone else. Yinan, then I'll be frank. If we want to avoid danger, we can only cooperate with you unconditionally. Zhao Zihu said. Is that right? Tao Yinan smiled slightly. It seems like you know this very well. Zhao Zihu said. Of course I know. I don't just know this. I know too much. But you have no way to make me trust you. Tao Yinan said. If I can't trust you, I can't cooperate with you. Do you understand my feeling? Zhao Zihu nodded. I understand what you mean. But other than us, you can trust no one else. Tao Yinan said. You are the ones in danger. What does it have to do with me? Although you aren't the one in charge, Jiang Zixue knows that you are involved in this matter. Zhao Zihu said. So you can't get rid of this. But I can get rid of Jiang Hong. Isn't that enough? Tao Yinan said. Zhao Zihu was speechless. If you can get rid of him once, you can get rid of him twice. You can't live with your guard up against him for the rest of your life, right? Qianzheng said. Tao Yinan smiled. That is indeed a problem. So you still have to cooperate with us. We will solve this problem and trouble together. Zhao Zihu said. Tao Yinan chuckled. Then at least wait until I get through this. If I don't get a chance to explain myself when I return to the Tao family, then what need is there for me to help you solve this problem? Zhao Zihu and the others finally understood. Tao Yinan was putting on airs and keeping them in suspense for one thing. Tao Yinan was pressuring them to make them lower their status. Don't worry, we will do our best to protect you, Zhao Zihu said. But I also hope that you can keep the promise between us. When the time comes, share Jiang Hong's appearance with us. I don't think I gave you that promise. Tao Yinan smiled. You think too much. Even if you help me, I didn't promise you anything, right? Everyone was speechless. What was Tao Yinan thinking in her head? Tao Yinan said. You are doing your best to protect me. Not to protect me, but to protect yourselves. You better remember that everything you do is for yourselves and not for me. Don't make yourselves sound so great. I won't be able to stand it. Everyone was speechless. Tao Yinan was now in control of the entire situation. You want to cooperate with me, but I don't have to cooperate with you. Tao Yinan said. Understand your position. We might still have a chance to cooperate. If I return to the Tao family safe and sound, then we might have a chance to cooperate. That's all. An illusory maybe was enough to control Zhao Zihu and the others. No matter what, they still had to do what they had to do for this maybe. No one wanted to hide a danger by their side forever. Once it erupted, it would be a life-threatening danger. Li Zheng was considered agile among them, but Jiang Hong's flying knife could still easily pierce into the middle of his eyebrows. This completely shocked them. They couldn't live in vigilance every minute outside. There would always be a moment of carelessness. A moment of carelessness meant death. How tiring would it be to live like this? It could even be said that it was better to die than to live like this. Death was more comfortable and better than living like this. Tao Yinan took a deep breath. Since I came to Huaxia, I have been on tenterhooks. I have had enough. It's your turn to have a taste of this. Zhao Zihu silently accepted this situation. What are you going to do next? Leave. Of course I have to leave. Tao Yinan said. I have to go back and report the matter truthfully. Your appearance disrupted my plan, so things went wrong. But this is what you asked us to come to Huaxia. Sun Haoming was a little speechless. This matter could be blamed on them. This was too unreasonable. Tao Yinan said. That's also because you were exposed. Otherwise, why would so many experts appear around Su Yin after you came? So in the end, it's because some of you are not smart enough and leaked the news. People from the 6 great families had all been to the Shenzhen Council. This kind of thing would definitely be noticed. Forget it. It does have something to do with us. Zhao Zihu said. We came in very low-key. The only one who didn't is Li Zheng. I believe Uncle Do will prove this. After saying that, Zhao Zihu glanced at Zhou Xuanqing. What do you think? Uncle Do was a member of the Zhou family. Zhou Xuanqing could obviously speak for him. Although Zhou Xuanqing had a good relationship with Li Zheng, he wouldn't be stupid enough to take responsibility for this kind of shirking of responsibility. Of course, the truth is the truth. Li Zheng is too high profile. Zhao Zihu smiled slightly and glanced at Tao Yinan. Do you think there's a problem with my arrangement? Taoyi Nan also replied to him with a smile. She didn't say anything and let them figure it out in their hearts. Chapter 2671. Su Yun was in a good mood when he returned home. His house was quite lively now, and so many of his brothers were gathered at home. Because everyone's energy was focused on this matter, they didn't even have time to sleep, let alone eat. Every meal for the past few days was simple compressed food. Ruan Qingshuang was a meticulous person. She inadvertently saw the brothers from the Dragon Brigade licking their lips when they saw some of the food bags in the dining room. She understood how their stomachs were suffering. She immediately prepared stewed pork ribs for everyone. Coincidentally, when Little Northeast was stocking up the hotel today, he left a few dozen kilograms of high-quality ribs for them. These guys were really lucky. Everyone knew how good Ruan Qingshuang's cooking was. It was absolutely amazing. Although everyone politely declined at first, saying that they weren't hungry at all, and that there was no need to go through so much trouble. But soon, some people's stomachs began to grumble in protest. Qianfeng glanced at those guys whose stomachs were grumbling and felt embarrassed. Can you guys be a little more mature? We've been eating well these past few days. Is there a need for this? But as soon as he finished speaking, his own stomach also grumbled uncontrollably. This was completely uncontrollable. No one could control their own stomach. Ruan Qingshuang didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Don't be so stubborn. Why are you being so polite with me? This place is like your own home. Yeah, don't be so polite. If you're hungry, just say it. If you're thirsty, just drink. Treat it as your own home. Linga said. I'll go buy some beer for you guys. Today, I'll reward you guys well. It's so late. Where are you going to buy beer? Hanzhan said. Don't be so troublesome. Brothers, it's fine as long as we can eat a bowl of hot noodles. What's wrong? People from big cities like Yanjing are looking down on Qingdao. There are plenty of 24-hour convenience stores on Qingdao. Lin Ge laughed. Wait for me. I'll be back in a few minutes. Lin Ge was about to go out when he bumped into Su Yun. Without waiting for him to speak, Su Yun directly threw the car keys to him. Go, the car is at the door. Okay. Lin Ge took the key and ran out. While you're at it, buy some delicious food. If you don't get high tonight, you're not allowed to sleep, Su Yun said. Seeing that Su Yun had returned, everyone stood up. Sit down, all of you sit down. Don't be so serious, we're not in the army. Su Yun. This is our own home, there's no need to be so polite. What do you want to eat? Let me tell you, you're in for a treat today. The large living room was filled with people, and there were even people sitting on the armrests of the sofa. Su Yun was really worried that he didn't have enough bowls and chopsticks at home. He turned around and shouted at Lin Ge. If you have bowls and chopsticks, buy some too. I'm afraid it won't be enough. One big pot is enough for us. Hua Xiaolu smiled. Boss, how's the matter over there? Hanzhan said. Do you think they'll let it go? Su Yun smiled slightly. It might be impossible for them to let it go, but they're all focused on the internal strife now. If they really want to do it again, we'll definitely ask the chief to give them enough warnings. Yuan Qing Emperor said. Otherwise, they won't have a sense of crisis in their hearts. That's true, Su Yun, but I think the chief doesn't need to worry about it. Hua Leitang was startled. You want to solve it yourself? Isn't that too difficult? After all, the 6 big families aren't that simple. If the 6 big families can really unite as one, it definitely won't be that simple. Even the Empress has to give them some face. Su Yun. But the problem is that they're really not united at all. It's like a plate of loose sand. They only have their own interests in mind, and will never consider the interests of their allies. Qianfeng said. Then there's nothing to be afraid of. They're just a plate of loose sand. Su Yun nodded. That's right. If we can take advantage of their weakness, they won't be a match for us. Their weakness? Mutual suspicion and mutual exploitation. Su Yun. This is the weakness of the 6 big families. Hanzhan said, Boss, no matter what you need us for, just let us know. With your deterrence this time, I believe they won't dare to band together a second time. No one wants to be like Li Zheng. Su Yin. Some people have died. They know very well that they're not safe. Qianfeng disdainfully said, a bunch of cowards. They're greedy for life and afraid of death. If you can be like them and inherit a net worth of tens of billions, or even hundreds of billions, you'll definitely be afraid of death. Hua Xiaolu. We're not afraid of death because there's nothing to regret even if we die. To them, the greatest sorrow in life is that they haven't finished spending their money even after they die. Gong Sunlong added. So they're definitely afraid of death. Su Yin smiled. As long as they're afraid of death, no one will rashly take the lead. Then do you think Jiang Hong's emotions can be appeased? Gong Juxiao. The Jiang siblings went upstairs. Bai Xiaoye and the rest are taking care of them. I don't think they're in a good mood. No one would be in a good mood if this happened to them. Su Yin helplessly shook his head. Perhaps this is something that can't be changed. Previously, when he left Old Master Jingguo said that he shouldn't go back. Now he doesn't even want the surname Jin anymore. He dares to admit that he's Jiang Hong, so he dares to do everything for the Jiang family. You're saying that he'll take revenge? Hua Leitang said lightly. Then I'm afraid things will be very troublesome. Su Yin nodded. Yes, based on my understanding of him these few days, he won't let any of the people who chased after Jiang Zixue to Huaxia go. That won't be easy either. Qianfeng said. Now the Jiang family has nothing. Hanzhan added. Yes, as long as they don't provoke Jiang Hong won't have the chance to take revenge, right? I'm afraid that those people have ulterior motives, and won't be able to settle down. Su Yin. Now that they know that Jiang Hong still exists in the Jiang family, it's equivalent to seeing the Jiang family's fire. A single spark can start a prairie fire. They won't let Jiang Hong go. They can't see what Jiang Hong looks like in the middle of the night, can they? Hua Xiaolu said. Even I didn't see it clearly. That's the only advantage we have. Su Yin. Because none of them has seen what Jiang Hong looks like, Jiang Hong is safe for the time being. Do you think they'll come to Huaxia to make trouble? Emperor Yuanqing asked worriedly. Su Yin nodded. Yes, I think they'll come again, but they won't make a big fuss like this. No matter what method they use, we won't show any mercy. Emperor Yuanqing said. I'll report the situation to the chief immediately. Our boss said not to bother the chief with such a small matter. Qianfeng said. He must have a better way. Emperor Yuanqing was stunned. Yes, Su Yin had the right to make his own decisions. I'll make good use of their weakness. Su Yin. You don't have to worry about that. You've done a good job today. We didn't do anything. Hanzhan was a bit embarrassed. At this time, Lin Gu had already driven back with the beer. There was a 24-hour convenience store at the entrance of the residential area. Lin Gu pushed the door open and came in with 4 boxes of Qingdao beer, yelling, Come help me, there's more in the car. You have to drink Qingdao beer when you're in Qingdao. If you don't drink enough today, don't blame me for standing you up and looking down on you. Wan Qingshuang was busy preparing dishes for them. Chou Yun and Zhuo Meiyan were helping her. Zhuo Meiyan rolled her eyes. If it weren't for Su Yun, you wouldn't be able to eat the food I personally prepared. It was really rare for Zhuo Meiyan to cook for them. You guys eat and drink downstairs first. I'll go upstairs to see what's going on. Su Yin. I'll come down to drink with you guys in a while. The brothers of the Dragon Brigade gathered in the living room. Jiesu, Chang Emo, and the other 2 went to the study. They had too much to talk about, so Su Yin didn't disturb them, and went upstairs directly. Chapter 2672. Jiang Zixue's mood was still not very good. Although Bai Xiaoye was comforting her, the huge psychological pressure was still hard to accept. The pain that she had forgotten was now clearly reflected in Jiang Zixue's eyes. Those tragic scenes were unbearable for her. Those scenes were things that Jiang Zixue did not want to remember for the rest of her life. But now, they were pouring into her thoughts like a flood that had broken through a dam. Although Bai Xiaoye's words could temporarily comfort Jiang Zixue's heart, they could not heal the pain in her heart. Jiang Hong looked at the sorrowful Jiang Zixue and remained silent. He felt that he was really useless. That feeling of helplessness was like eating a fly. It made him feel extremely disgusted, but he could not spit it out. The despicable actions of the 6 great clans made Jiang Hong's anger rise wave after wave. The shamelessness of the 6 great clans made Jiang Hong's anger rise wave after wave. He was unable to calm himself down for a long time. If it wasn't for the fact that the people who had helped them today had a mission and could not be too ruthless, he would definitely want all of them to die in his hands. Li Zheng's death could only give him the simplest comfort. That was all. There were too many things that Jiang Hong wanted to do right now. He had to watch Xiao Zihu, that two-faced bastard, leave in front of him. He had to watch Zhou Xuanqing, that fence-sitter, leave in front of him. These people deserved to die. There was another person who deserved to die even more. That was Tao Zhu, who had always been hiding behind the scenes and making all the decisions. This fellow truly deserved to die. It was no secret that the Tao clan and the Jiang clan had not been on good terms for so many years. However, they did not fall out because of some feelings. However, after Tao Zhu became the head of the Tao family, something like this immediately happened. This future successor of the Tao clan was using his own actions to announce his existence as the head of the clan. He wanted to establish his authority, and the best way for him to do so was to make a move on the Jiang clan. Tao Zhu deserved to die. He deserved to die the most. He deserved to die even more than Tao Yinan. Of course, this did not mean that Tao Yinan did not deserve to die. Tao Yinan's ruthlessness was something that Jiang Hong could not forgive. Only when he killed all of these people with his own hands would he feel relieved. Only then would he feel that he was worthy of the ancestors of the Jiang family. Although the Jiang family had never given him anything, they had only brought him the pain that he had suppressed in his heart for so many years. However, he did not vent his hatred on the Jiang clan. He did not feel ecstatic over the destruction of the Jiang clan. His pain was genuine and not an act. Brother. Su Yin came to their room and gently patted Jiang Hong's shoulder. Jiang Hong was slightly startled. You're back. Yes. Su Yin nodded. I know you're not happy right now. I'm the same. I don't want to let these guys go either. I can understand. Jiang Hong said indifferently. If it wasn't for you and your brothers today, Zixue and I would have died long ago. Su Yin said. Don't exaggerate. They were just following orders. If it wasn't for orders, they definitely wouldn't have let those guys go today. But they are soldiers after all. A soldier's duty is to obey orders. They have to listen to the chief's words. Jiang Hong said. Yes, that's what they should do. But I'm on your side, Su Yin said. If you want revenge, I won't dissuade you like they did. Jiang Hong was startled and said embarrassedly, I won't make things difficult for you. Their mission is to let them go, so none of us should interfere. Besides, they are your brothers. I've already made things difficult for you by killing Li Zheng. Su Yin smiled. They will leave, but I won't. It's good that you know that. Jiang Hong also smiled. Su Yin, I will never forget your kindness to the Jiang family. Don't be so polite, Su Yin said. We're brothers. Don't be so polite. Don't worry, I won't cause you any more trouble, Jiang Hong said. What are your plans? Su Yin said. The Jiang family only has you and Jiang Zixue now. Jiang Zixue is a girl after all. There are many things she needs you to do. Jiang Hong felt a headache coming on. He shook his head blankly. I don't know what I should do. The Jiang family's business has been moved to Canada. If you want to recover, you have to go there. Su Yin said. Are you mentally prepared for this? Once you go there, you won't be able to go back to Yanmen. Jiang Hong was startled. If that was the case, he would really have to kowtow to Master Jingui and say goodbye. If that's the only way, I'll go, Jiang Hong said. I won't let the Jiang family end like this, Su Yin nodded. Okay, if you've really made up your mind, I'll help you unconditionally. I have some acquaintances in Canada. Have you heard of Gu Guolong from the Chinese circle, Mr. Gu? I haven't. Jiang Hong shook his head. I'm not familiar with Canada. When Jiang Zixue heard Su Yin's words, she suddenly raised her head. You know Gu Guolong from the circle? Yes, Su Yin said. I'm also very familiar with his daughter, Gu Qia. She's in charge of the naval arms line. She even gave me a ride. Jiang Zixue opened her mouth in surprise. This guy was really capable of doing all kinds of incredible things. Su-Yun said, not only do I know people from the circle, I also know Rodney Levine from the Dark Angel. I'm also very familiar with his daughter, Celine. Jiang Zixue's mouth opened even wider. You also know people from the Dark Angel? Yes. Su-Yun said, if there's anything I can help with in Canada, don't hesitate to ask. I'll do my best. We need it, Jiang Zixue said. Then I'll definitely help. Su-Yun immediately agreed. However, you can't return to Canada for the time being. You're not out of danger yet, especially since the other party has just learned of Jiang Hong's existence. Jiang Hong clenched his fists. If they still want to cause trouble, I'll definitely accompany them to the end. Don't worry, you won't have any less trouble, Su-Yun said, so you'd better think about your current situation and deal with things calmly. Jiang Hong fell silent. Su-Yun was right. He had chosen to stand up, so naturally, there would be a lot of trouble. You mean they still plan to continue? Jiang Zixue was startled. The nightmare was still going on? Su-Yun nodded. If I'm not wrong, I'm afraid they really won't let it go. And I believe you won't just let it go. Su-Yun's last sentence was completely probing. But Jiang Hong suddenly jumped up. Of course I won't let it go. I know you won't be able to let it go, and they won't let it go either. That's why I said you can't leave Huaxia for the time being. Su-Yun said, if you want to return to Canada, you must establish your authority before leaving Huaxia. Otherwise, you won't be able to live comfortably. Authority? The Jiang family was already in such a state. What authority was there to talk about? Jiang Zixue was very helpless. She really had no way to convince herself to persevere. She felt that everything she had now was already over. The Jiang family has nothing left. What can we use to establish our authority? Jiang Hong didn't understand what Su-Yun meant. There's a saying that the barefooted aren't afraid of those with shoes. Su-Yun said, right now the Jiang family is barefooted. They're the ones who are afraid, not you. Jiang Hong and Jiang Zixue were startled. They really hadn't considered this problem. You mean we have an advantage now? Jiang Hong was puzzled. He really couldn't see the slightest advantage. That's right. A psychological advantage is also an advantage, Su-Yun said. And at sometimes psychological advantages are even more advantageous than other advantages. Jiang Hong and Jiang Zixue were both startled. They seemed to see hope in Su-Yun that they couldn't see in the past. This hope was like a flame that couldn't be extinguished. It burned bigger and bigger. Jiang Zixue, I think you should also look forward, Su-Yun said. The things you've experienced are indeed unimaginable, but I still hope you can see hope. At least you're not alone now. You have a brother who can help you bear everything. What can be more fortunate than this? Chapter 2673. What could be more fortunate than this? Jiang Zixue raised her head and glanced at Jiang Hong. In fact, she had been unable to accept this fact since the beginning. It was too sudden, and everything came so suddenly that she was caught off guard. Although she was a little happy in her heart, it was more of a feeling that was hard to accept. You guys will need time to accept it, just like me and Xiaoya. Su-Yun smiled. When she first found out that I was her brother, she couldn't accept it either. But as time passed, she got used to it. Now she can't even leave me. Bai Xiaoya glanced at Su-Yun. Do you really think I can't leave you? I'm worried that you'll be alone and want to take care of you. Don't make it sound like you're the one taking care of me. All right, whatever you say, Su-Yun said. Zixue, as for me, at first, I couldn't accept having such an unreliable older brother. I thought to myself, why should I have such an idiot as my older brother? But later on I thought it through. It's good to have an older brother. Bai Xiaoya said. At least when you're in a bad mood, you'll have another person to vent your anger on. Jiang Hong said. Don't try to persuade her now. If it was anyone else, they wouldn't be able to accept it so quickly. Yes, it's fine if someone else doesn't accept it, Bai Xiaoya said. But you guys can't accept it. You should know that you and your brother are the only ones left in the Jiang family. Bai Xiaoya was clearly anxious when she said this, but one had to admit that she had good intentions. She was thinking for Jiang Zixue and Jiang Hong. If their only remaining relatives couldn't gain mutual trust, how disappointed would they be? Especially Jiang Hong, what would he think? He would definitely feel very uncomfortable. After all, Jiang Hong had jumped out at the Jiang family's most critical moment. If he only wanted to help, he wouldn't have revealed his identity. There was no need for that. The reason why Jiang Hong would reveal his identity without any hesitation was because he was thinking about Jiang Zixue. Jiang Hong knew very well that if he revealed his identity, the other 6 great clans would focus their attention on him. The threat he posed to them was obviously much greater than Jiang Zixue's. After all, he was a man, and he was the one who could pass down the Jiang clan's bloodline. It could be said that all the threats on Jiang Zixue had been taken over by Jiang Hong. Jiang Hong's motive for doing this was already very clear. Everyone could see it clearly. How could Jiang Zixue not see it clearly? Bai Xiaoye was really worried about Jiang Hong. If Jiang Zixue still refused to acknowledge him as her brother, how disappointed would Jiang Hong be? He had been living well under Mr. Jin Guoyi's tutelage, but he was suddenly involved in such a matter. At this time, no one else's words were meaningful. Only Jiang Zixue's words could make Jiang Hong feel that what he did was worth it. It was worth it. This was the most important thing. If it wasn't worth it, then it would be meaningless. What did Jiang Hong want right now? Wasn't it the kinship of blood? What else could he want from the Jiang clan? What else could he get from the Jiang clan? The Jiang clan had been completely wiped out, and Jiang Zixue had nothing left. Jiang Hong stood up at this time, because he valued kinship. This is nothing. Su Yin tried to smooth things over by saying, everything needs to happen naturally. As the saying goes, nothing forcibly done is sweet. There are some things, especially emotional acceptance. It's not something that can be achieved with words alone. It needs time to settle down, and it needs to be thought through from the heart. Bai Xiaoye was helpless. She was also doing this for Jiang Zixue's sake. She didn't want to see Jiang Zixue so sad. I know you're all doing this for my own good, but I really just want to be alone. Jiang Zixue said, I'm really confused. I don't know what to do. It's precisely because you don't know that we have to help you. Bai Xiaoye said, you've recovered your memories and you know who I am. You know everything. Everything has already happened, and we can't change it. Su Yin said, Xiaoye is right. Jiang Zixue, you shouldn't think about whether you need to accept this reality. What you need to do is accept it. Jiang Zixue was expressionless and silent. We need to give her time. She won't be able to get through it so easily. Jiang Hong understood Jiang Zixue very well. Jiang Zixue was surprised that Jiang Hong would say this. I don't care if I'm a member of the Jiang clan, and I don't care if I can do anything for the Jiang clan. Jiang Hong said, I only have one thought now. I can't let the Jiang clan fall. I can't let their scheme succeed, and I can't let her get hurt. That's enough. You don't have to tell her about my identity. Bai Xiaoye didn't say anything else. What else could she say when her brother said this? She could only listen. It's indeed not appropriate for us to ask too much about your matters, Su Yin said. How about this, you two have a chat, and I'll bring Xiaoye downstairs first. I'll go down with you. Let her have some time alone, Jiang Hong said. Su Yin and Bai Xiaoye didn't say anything else. They got up and prepared to leave. Wait a minute. Jiang Zixue suddenly said. You stay. I'll feel safer if there's one more person by my side. She tried to call him brother, but she couldn't bring herself to say it. In the end, she still used the word you. However, this already surprised Jiang Hong. He didn't expect Jiang Zixue to need his sense of security. This kind of need made him, as a brother, feel very gratified, very gratified. Any elder brother would have a natural desire to protect his younger sister, and Jiang Hong was no exception. Jiang Zixue needed his sense of security, and it made him feel a strong sense of existence. This sense of existence was something he had never felt before in his life. Jiang Hong had lived all his life, and had never had such a strong sense of existence. He could even die without regrets for this sense of existence. Then you can stay. Su Yin smiled. We're going downstairs to drink some beer, and eat some stewed meat. I'll ask Xiaoye to bring you some ribs later. You can try SisterQingshuang's cooking. Not everyone can eat her ribs. Jiang Zixue smiled to express her gratitude. Jiang Hong shook his head in embarrassment. You really don't want it? Bai Xiaoye said. Don't regret it. I won't wait for you if it's too late. You're stubborn, but I'm actually hungry. Su Yun said. You're a good person. Bring them some ribs later. When Su Yun and Bai Xiaoye went downstairs, the Dragon Brigade members were already drinking. Because of today's great victory, they were very happy. Drinking felt especially good. Ruan Qingshuang's cooking had filled the entire room with the fragrance of meat. These guys were all drooling. Sister-in-law, our boss is really too lucky. Hua Xiaolu's mouth was sweet as he ran into the kitchen with a smile. Ruan Qingshuang blushed and ignored his nonsense. This meat is almost cooked, right? My saliva is almost dry. Hua Xiaolu was really drooling at the thought of it. You're really a gluttonous cat reincarnated. Ruan Qingshuang said. It's not done yet. You'll have a stomachache if you eat it. Go drink and wait over there. I'll bring it to you as soon as it's done. How can I ask you to bring it to us? Call me when it's done. I'll come and get it, Hua Xiaolu said. I think you want to eat more, right? Zhuo Meiyan directly exposed Hua Xiaolu's thoughts. Gluttonous cat, if you really want to eat more, you can help us prepare the bowls and chopsticks. Hua Xiaolu rolled up his sleeves. Okay. If there's anything you need me to do, just tell me. Just say the word, and I'll do my best. I'll bow down to you. Zhuo Meiyan hit him with her chopsticks. Don't be so sweet. Hurry up and get to work. The ribs will be ready soon. This is the Ruan family's medicinal bone soup. It's guaranteed to be very nutritious. Then our boss must eat more. We don't mind. We don't have girlfriends in the army. Hua Xiaolu laughed. What are you thinking? Zhuo Meiyan said. Do you think it's nourishing your kidney? It's nourishing your bones. Okay, it's ready. Ruan Qingshuang's words were like the sound of nature. Chapter 2674. Su Yun was touched when he saw his brothers who hadn't eaten anything good for a few days. These guys were used to eating carelessly and didn't have any table manners. In short, they ate in a sorry state and wolfed down the food. It was destined to be a sleepless night. However, Ruan Qingshuang and Zhuo Meiyan still had a bunch of things to deal with at the company tomorrow. Su Yun felt bad for the two of them. Staying up late was too tiring for their bodies, so he urged them to go to bed early. As for Bai Xiaoye and Chou Yun, they were the type who would get excited whenever something happened. It would probably be hard for them to rest today, so Su Yun didn't force them to go to bed. As for the others, no one was in the mood to sleep. Jiesu, Chang Emo, and the others were chatting in the study about their time in the Dragon Brigade. Qianfeng and the others were busy bragging to Su Yun. Just before they came to Guqin, they had just received a tricky mission. He described it to be an extravagant story with all kinds of thrills. In short, it was quite amazing. Su Yun listened with great interest. In fact, he really yearned for those days. Now Su Yun cherished every opportunity to fight side by side with them. Every time they fought side by side, Su Yun would feel an indescribable comfort in his heart. It was the same today. It made Su Yun feel especially carefree in his heart. He liked this feeling. Listening to his brothers bragging and ting felt really good. The night passed quickly. By the time dawn came, almost all the bottles of alcohol had been emptied. The mission was over, so they had to return to the team. Su Yun was really reluctant to part with them. Han Zhan was the only one who didn't drink yesterday. Although they wouldn't become muddle-headed because of a little alcohol, he still didn't touch alcohol. Because he had to go to the reserve team on Guqin to pick up the car, they drove a 30-seater bus from Yanjing. When they arrived at Guqin, they left the car at the base. Han Zhan was afraid that people would overthink if he went there early in the morning with the smell of alcohol. But with the situation yesterday, if he didn't let his brothers have a drink with Su Yun, they would definitely feel regret. Therefore, Han Zhan decided that it was enough for him to feel a little regretful. He would not let everyone go to the platoon today. He went to retrieve the car by himself, and then left with Su Yun, heading straight north to Yanjing. After sending off his brothers, Su Yun could finally rest. Jiang Zixue gradually calmed down after a night of calming down. With Bai Xiaoya by her side, she could divert her attention and help her effectively. Jiang Hong was in a good mood. His relationship with Jiang Zixue had become much closer. He believed that it wouldn't be long before his sister would be able to accept him psychologically. Su Yan knew that he needed to talk to Jiang Hong about the problems they were facing now. Su Yan also knew that there were some things that Jiang Hong didn't want Jiang Zixue to know. He didn't talk at home. Instead, he found an excuse to go out with Jiang Hong. Coincidentally, there was an auction. The items being auctioned were all things that were found to be in violation of laws and regulations. The anti-corruption laws in the country were so strict that the corrupt officials' things couldn't be kept. As long as they were found, they would take out all the things that they had accepted bribes for auction. Luxury cars, watches, and bags were all put up for auction. The money from the sale would be used for social development, medical care, education, and other things that were beneficial to the progress of the people. This was a good thing. Not only could he get something that he had the ability to buy, but he could also contribute to society. Therefore, when Zhuo Meiyan heard about this, she called Su Yan and asked him to go and take a look. She mainly wanted Su Yan to take a look at the houses that were being auctioned. Although Guqin Island was not a first-tier city, and could only be regarded as a second-tier city, the environment, development, and unique geographical advantages made this place a place that many people yearned for. Moreover, the people of Guqin Island were tall and had good skin. They were also good-looking, which made this place another attractive advantage. Therefore, there was no lack of properties that were bought by corrupt officials. Although they might not stay in these properties for a night in their lives, they would still be happy to buy one. The main reason why the housing prices in Guqin Island, a city with average income, were so high was because of these old bastards. Moreover, Guqin Island was also a place that stars liked to come to. No, to be exact, it was a place where stars gathered. Teacher Tang Guoqiang, Teacher Anai Ping, Xiaoyu Brother Bo, Xiaoming Bing Bing, and even the news anchors were all from Guqin Island. Of course, there were also those from the Korean wave such as Shirtao, Qian, and so on. Back then, Zhang Taisui insisted on building the movie and television square on Guqin Island. It was probably because of the unique conditions of this place. It was because of stars, corrupt officials, and these rich people that Guqin Island's housing prices were booming. After the corrupt officials fell from power, their properties would naturally be auctioned. Their houses were all quite good. The smallest one was a 200 square meter Desiju, while the largest one was a 600 square meter 3-story bungalow. The one that Zhuo Meiyan helped Su Yan take a fancy to was a 900 square meter 3-story bungalow, which was located in a villa garden area around Guqin Island's Jiudeguan Park. There were only 9 villas in the whole villa area. It should be noted that in the Republic of China, the Flower Stone House where Chairman Jiang lived was not far from this place. Therefore, this house was definitely an amazing place. Whether it was in terms of feng shui or the environment, it was the best place in the whole Guqin Island. The number of people who could live here could be counted on one's fingers in the entire Qingdao Island. Of the 9 villas, 4 were empty, and the one that was going to be auctioned today was one of them. It was a brand new villa, with a full set of mahogany furniture, extravagant Chinese-style decoration, an underground garage that could park 5 cars at the same time, a swimming pool, a movie room, and even a KTV. It had everything. It was estimated that this fallen tiger was really comparable to a certain Kong. Otherwise, how could he get a house of this level and leave it empty? It was really too wasteful. In today's auction, this was probably the most amazing item. In Guqin Island, there were probably only a few people who could afford it, but they didn't lack places to live, and the recent economic situation wasn't very good. Probably no one would spend so much money on such a villa. Those who couldn't afford it would just look at it. Of course, there might be people who could afford it but didn't dare to buy it. This definitely existed. What did it mean to be afraid to buy it? Money wasn't clean. In Huaxiao's complicated national conditions and environment, everyone knew that how many rich people had a clean background? How many rich people didn't rely on some heartless things to get rich? Even Sky Entertainment Group's Zhang Taisui. What did he rely on to support such an entertainment company? Wasn't it because of his underground power? He could build Sky Entertainment so smoothly, so how could he not have some tricks up his sleeve? This was obviously impossible. Zhang Taisui also had his own tricks. However, those old things had nothing to do with Su Yun. What Su Yun could do was to do his best to make up for it. Now if he could do more good things, then he would do more good things. If he could accumulate more good deeds, then he would accumulate more good deeds. Just treat it as atonement for some of the disgraceful things that Zhang Taisui had done in the past. Zhuo Meiyan wanted Su Yun to buy this house not only because it was big enough, and not only because it had good feng shui, but also because something had happened in the night where they were living. People had died and there was bad luck, but these were secondary. The important thing was that this place was already known by the 6 great families. It could be said that this place was clearly a live target. How powerful were the 6 great families? If they really wanted to do something, they could even spend money to buy a surveillance satellite in the United States and directly carry out comprehensive ground surveillance of this area. This wasn't impossible, so they had to be on guard, and they had no choice but to be on guard. The importance of this didn't need to be explained. Su Yun was also very clear about it. Therefore, Su Yun didn't go there today just to take a look. If he really felt that it was suitable, then he would buy it. He called Jiang Hong out and also talked about how he wanted to deal with the 6 great families. This was very important to them, very important. Chapter 2675. The two of them sat down in the auction hall. Before the auction started, Su Yun went straight to the point. Have you thought about how to face the 6 great families? No. Jiang Hong shook his head. To be honest, I don't know anything about what's going to happen next. Su Yun smiled. That's right. Anyone would have a headache. It's not that simple. Jiang Hong said. I regret killing Li Zheng. I don't know if they'll take revenge. If they continue, I don't know if I can handle it. Actually, you don't have to worry about the Li family. Su Yun said. Li Zheng is dead. If the current head of the Li family can think about the situation clearly, he should know that he has to be calm. Then who should I be worried about? Jiang Hong asked. Whoever is more worried about your revenge, you should be more worried about them. Su Yun said. I believe you have a rough idea of what to do. Jiang Hong said without hesitation. Of course it's the Tao family. This matter was organized by the Tao family. If it wasn't for the Tao family, things wouldn't have turned out like this. Su Yun nodded. That's right. That's why the Tao family knows that they're the ones who started this. They're in the most danger now. If I knew this, I wouldn't have let Tao Yinan leave Qingdao. Jiang Hong gritted his teeth. Tao Yinan is a very good chess piece. Su Yun said. If we use her well, she can help us harm the other side. Jiang Hong was stunned. He looked at Su Yun in disbelief. Use Tao Yinan? What kind of joke was this? Who in the Big Dipper didn't know what kind of person Tao Yinan was? She was as smart as she could be. How could she be so easily used? Wasn't this a bit too far-fetched? You're not joking, right? Use Tao Yinan? Even Zhao Zihu and the other leaders of the other 5 families were all used by her. Jiang Hong said. She's such a smart person. How can we use her? Su Yun said. Actually, the smarter a person is, the easier they are to be manipulated. Because they think too much, they will do what is best for them. Jiang Hong was stunned. He didn't quite understand what Su Yun meant. Is Tao Yinan the one in charge of the Tao family? Su Yun asked. No. Jiang Hong shook his head. After all, Tao Yinan is a woman. The person in charge of the Tao family must be Tao Zhu. What if we don't differentiate between men and women, but only look at ability? Who do you think should be in charge of the Tao family? Su Yun asked. It's obviously Tao Yinan. Jiang Hong replied. Tao Yinan's ability is probably much stronger than Tao Zhu's. There's no doubt about that. Su Yun spread out his hands and said, looking at it this way, isn't the matter much clearer? Jiang Hong was somewhat astonished. Su Yun was really comprehensive. Tao Yinan's ability is strong, so Tao Zhu will do everything he can to establish himself. In order to establish himself, he has to. Su Yun paused. Jiang Hong, you have also lived in a big family. Although your status was different at that time, you should understand the disputes within a big family. Jiang Hong nodded. I can understand. It's precisely because of this dispute that Tao Zhu won't tolerate having Tao Yinan by his side, Su Yun said. As long as Tao Yinan is around, it will be difficult for him to convince the masses. There's no doubt about this. Jiang Hong said. I can understand this principle. Su Yun said. The estrangement between Tao Yinan and Tao Zhu is already very serious. It's not difficult to see this in this matter. Jiang Hong frowned. Jiang Zixue was protected by the Empress. With Tao Yinan's intelligence, would she be so foolish as to eliminate the root of the problem? Su Yin asked. Jiang Hong suddenly understood. Of course not. Unless Tao Yinan's head was caught by a door, she would definitely not do such a foolish thing. This was obviously a matter that would cause trouble for him. A person like Tao Yinan would definitely not do such a thing. There was only one possibility, and that was that she had no choice. To be honest, she was really forced to do so. Everything was because of Tao Zhu. Tao Zhu forced her to do such a thing. This was the only thing that could force Tao Yinan to a dead end without leaving a bad reputation. Tao Zhu wanted to kill many birds with one stone, but unfortunately, he screwed up today's matter. No one would have expected such a situation to happen, right? The person that Tao Yinan wants to kill the most now is none other than her own brother, Tao Zhu, Su Yun said. Only when Tao Zhu is dead will no one be able to threaten her. Although Jiang Hong could understand this normal phenomenon in a big family, he was still shocked. After all, they were blood-related siblings. This was different from him and Jiang Zixue. Tao Zhu and Tao Yinan were born of the same parents. For them to be in such a situation where they wanted each other to die, it was really chilling. The current head of the Tao family was Tao Zhu and Tao Yinan's father. Therefore, Tao Zhu and Tao Yinan were the only two people who could inherit the Tao family business. The other cousins had no chance. This kind of big family was so cruel. Unless someone had the ability to overturn everything, only then could they surpass the bloodline and take the successor. Otherwise, if both Tao Zhu and Tao Yinan met with misfortune, no one else had a chance. However, in this generation of the Tao family, other than the outstanding Tao Yinan, Tao Zhu was the most capable. The other cousins of Tang Ji were no match for him at all. Those people were no threat to Tao Zhu at all. Instead, it was his own sister who was a huge threat to him. Therefore, Tao Zhu had a special kind of annoyance in his heart. He did not want others to think that he was inferior to his sister. This kind of feeling had been in Tao Zhu's heart since he was young. When Tao Zhu was sensible, he knew that he was inferior to his sister in every aspect. No matter how hard he worked, he was always inferior to her. It was this kind of oppression year after year, day after day, that made Tao Zhu have this kind of thought that should not exist in his heart. He also did not want things to become like this. He also did not want to kill his own sister. But what could he do? Until now, Tao Zhu could hear all kinds of discussions. Whether it was the Tao family's people or people from other families, they were all talking about him. They said that if it was not because he was a man, he would not be able to reach his position today. They said that if it was not because Tao Yinan was a girl, she would have already done 10,000 times better than him. What could he do? All kinds of rumors and slanders were unbearable for Tao Zhu. It could be said that he had always been living under his sister's shadow. It was because of this shadow that he could not bear everything that he should be bearing now. He was in so much pain because he had endured it for too long. Tao Zhu had always been very clear in his heart. He knew that he would not be able to bear it one day. Since he would not be able to bear it sooner or later, why should he continue to wait? Tao Zhu thought to himself that he did not care about the consequences. Since it was going to happen, then let it happen. This kind of opportunity might even make Tao Yinan less resentful towards him. However, Tao Zhu would never have thought that things would turn out like this today. Not only did Tao Yinan not threaten herself because of this matter, she returned to the Tao family with even greater anger. This was what Su Yun wanted to use. Tao Yinan's anger has reached a peak. She will not continue to be submissive like this. She will not endure this kind of pain and torture anymore. Su Yun. So if you want to deal with the Tao family, Tao Yinan can be used. This has nothing to do with whether she is scheming or not. It has to do with whether she wants to take the initiative. Jiang Hong finally understood Su Yun's intentions. Cooperate with Tao Yinan and make use of her fear and anger towards the pottery sculptures. That's right. She will cooperate. Su Yun. No one saw your appearance at night. I told Tao Yinan that she can use your appearance as her trump card to save her life. Jiang Hong took a deep breath. Actually, you helped me think of everything and arranged everything for me. Su Yun. Really, I really don't know how to thank you. If it wasn't for you, I really don't know what else I can do. Don't be so polite with me. We are all brothers. Su Yun smiled. Okay, let's wait for the auction. Later, help me see how much the house is worth. At this time, the auction started very punctually. Chapter 2676. Su Yun wasn't interested in the Rolex, Vacheron Constantin watches, and Jiang Hong was just looking around. Although Su Yun had generously told Jiang Hong that he could pay for anything he wanted, Jiang Hong didn't care. But Jiang Hong was too embarrassed to do that. The Jiang family had fallen to the point that they had no family business, and he was from the Flying Dagger Swallow sect. He didn't have a single cent on him. It could be said that Jiang Hong felt embarrassed that he was freeloading in Su Yun's house. Now, Su Yun even told him to bid for anything he wanted. How could he not feel embarrassed? Moreover, his memory of luxury goods was from 10 years ago. In the past 10 years, he had been concentrating on his cultivation by Mr. Jin Guoyi's side. How could he have the time to pay attention to these luxury goods? They were meaningless to him. 10 years of indifference to fame and fortune had made Jiang Hong used to it. Bulgari Chanel. After a bunch of jewelry, the highlight of the day finally appeared. Compared to those limited edition bags with a starting price of 35,000 yuan, watches with a starting price of 80,000 yuan, and even jewelry with a starting price of 200,000 to 300,000 yuan. This villa with a starting price of 50 million yuan was really not something that ordinary people would dare to look at. But in such a place with good feng shui, such a place with outstanding people, and such a big house, almost everything could be done except for not being able to play golf. This starting price was really bad. If it was sold as a commercial house, it would be a loss if it wasn't at least 100 million yuan. Moreover, this house was full of the best mahogany furniture. It was full of all kinds of things with room for appreciation and collectible value. Even if it was 200 million yuan, it wouldn't be a loss. But in this economic situation, there weren't many people who could take out 200 million yuan at once. Su Yun didn't have the money himself, so the money had to be transferred from Sky Entertainment Group's account. Fortunately, the cultural and entertainment industry had been developing well in recent years. People who were involved in literature and art were not affected. The entertainment film industry was even more prosperous. Any random lousy film could earn hundreds of millions of yuan at the box office. In the past, artistic films that could not be sold for millions of yuan could now be sold for hundreds of millions of yuan at the box office. It was really not an ordinary popularity. Therefore, Sky Entertainment Group had been making a lot of money these past few years. It could even be said that they had made a lot of money. With Sky Entertainment Group's current strength, the super A-listers under the company earned enough money to buy such a house. Moreover, there really were people who had this idea. They really wanted to come to the auction. However, with Zhuo Meiyan's words, who would dare to compete with the boss? Wouldn't that be asking for trouble? Hence, the rich celebrities really didn't buy it. The only ones who could afford it were the super businessmen. However, with the current economic situation, even the super businessmen would have a headache. The only ones who could afford this were those greedy tigers who hadn't fallen off their horses yet. The few fish that escaped the net must be thinking of ways to transfer the money abroad. Who would dare to come out here and spend 1 or 200 million yuan to buy a villa? What a fool. Therefore, Su Yun had no competitors today. After the starting price was announced, Su Yun was the first to bid. To show his confidence, he directly increased the price by 5 million yuan. This was still far from the price Su Yun had in mind. Not to mention the 900 square meter house and the 200 to 300 square meter garage. Just the mahogany furniture and rosewood furniture in the house could be sold for 50 million if they were to be auctioned alone, right? However, after Soo-Yun bid, no one else in the auction house made a second bid. Damn. Soo-Yun couldn't believe it himself. He just bid, and then there was no more. What was wrong with people these days? Why were they so poor? Just now, there were many people who bought a bag for 50 to 80,000 yuan. There were also many people who bought a watch for 100 to 200,000 yuan. Why were they all silent now? One had to know that Soo-Yun's ideal price for a bag was 5 to 800 yuan. He didn't even look at a bag that cost 5 to 8,000 yuan. It wasn't that he couldn't afford it, but that he didn't think it was worth it. But this house was different. There were only 9 houses in the whole of Qingdao. Red sandalwood and mahogany were scarce resources all over the world. Soo-Yun really felt that this house was worth it. Although 50 million yuan was indeed a terrifying price, it was really worth it. It was much more worth it than 30 to 50,000 yuan for a broken bag. 55 million yuan going 3 times. After the hammer fell, Soo-Yun was a little stunned. This was too out of his expectations. He really couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it at all. After the auction, Soo-Yun quickly signed the contract with the auction house. After all the procedures were completed, he just waited for the transfer of the money tomorrow. After Soo-Yun told the news to Zhuo Meiyan was also very surprised. She had already planned to buy this house even if she had to pay 300 million yuan. Who would have thought that Soo-Yun would be able to get it with just 5 million after one bid? Life was unpredictable. In fact, it wasn't that there was no competition. There were people in the auction house who wanted to bid. But when they saw that the first bidder was the big boss of the Sky Entertainment Group, they knew that there was no point in competing. They simply stopped bidding and accepted the beauty of the person. Soo-Yun's reputation in Qingdao was still very good. The Sky Entertainment Group did all kinds of charity, and the poor counties all over the country did education programs for Project Hope. These things were reported on the internet every day. As the boss of the Sky Entertainment Group, Soo-Yun had already taken on the reputation of a great philanthropist. Compared to the nouveau riche who spent 200 million yuan to buy a chicken tea bowl, Soo-Yun's house was worth it. However, Soo-Yun didn't dare to compare with that nouveau riche. Nouveau riche Liu had spent nearly 1 billion yuan to buy a naked woman lying on her side. Nouveau riche Liu could buy these artworks and display them in his art gallery in Xinjiang, so that the people of the country could appreciate such awesome art without going out. However, Soo-Yun wasn't interested in this. After all, there were only a few people who could appreciate this kind of art. People who were crazy about art and would die if they didn't appreciate it had already gone to foreign art galleries to appreciate it. He believed that most people who went to appreciate art were not the kind of people who would die if they didn't appreciate it. Soo-Yun didn't have the grand goal of letting more people appreciate art without going out. However, Soo-Yun had the small goal of letting more children who couldn't afford to go to school, let more people who couldn't afford to eat, and let more people who couldn't afford to wear clothes. This goal obviously wasn't something that could be achieved by one person, but Soo-Yun swore to do his best to achieve it. At the end of the year meeting, Soo-Yun would propose his idea. He wanted the Sky Entertainment Group to donate 50% of its annual profits to charity. As for the artists under the Sky Entertainment Group, they had to donate at least 20% of their earnings to charity. This was mandatory. In the future, the artists' contracts would be signed like this. Other than that, the employees of the Sky Entertainment Group had to do the same. Of course, they couldn't force them, but he would mention setting up a Sky Entertainment Fund. It would be the money that the employees contributed. 10 or 20,000 wasn't too much, 100 or 200 wasn't too little. If this idea of national charity was passed down, he believed that Huaxia would become better in the future. Those who appreciated elegant works of art might never see the orphans living in the ravines of barren hills and unruly rivers. If these children could receive the same education as ordinary children, they might be able to become nobles in the future. However, they didn't have the chance. They had completely lost at the starting line. Some people would think that the poor deserved to be poor. That was because they had no aspirations, no dreams, and no goals. However, not all of them were like that. Take some orphans for example. They were originally poor. Their father worked outside. Perhaps they died in an accident because of the irresponsibility of the black coal mine owner, or because of the irresponsibility of the construction site's foreman. Then, they had a cruel mother who abandoned her child and ran away. Once their elderly grandparents passed away, they would really become orphans. If they had a warm and normal family, they might not become Nobel Prize winners, but they would at least become useful people for the development of society. Instead of becoming a useless person, a beggar, a wanderer, a thief, or a criminal. At birth, man's nature is good. Their hearts are similar, but their habits are different. The ancestors' three-character classic was very reasonable. The habits and environment of a person were what they were. Chapter 2677. In the next 2 days after bidding for the house, Su-yin was busy with moving. She contacted the housekeeper to do a thorough cleaning, and found someone to mow the large lawn neatly. The entire swimming pool was also completely spotless. In the future, it would be comfortable in the summer. One could plunge into it, and it would be as refreshing as it could be. After moving all the things that needed to be packed, Chun-wei, Shirley, and the others came to congratulate Su-yin. When they were eating together, Su-yin mentioned that she wanted to deal with the remaining house. Shirley patted his chest and accepted the task. I used to have a little brother. Now he's dealing with second-hand houses. Let him handle this. I guarantee that he'll sell it for a good price. Okay, I'll have to trouble Brother Lei with this. Su-yin raised his glass. I'll drink first as a toast. You don't have to be so polite with me. Shirley drank the liquor in his glass. This is just a small matter. After dinner, the few of them played a few rounds of mahjong in the chess room of the new house. It was just for fun. There was no intention of gambling. However, if there was no intention of playing mahjong, it would be really boring. Considering Chun-wei's identity, they directly set 100 yuan per round. The person who started the game would have to pay. There was no such thing as doubling the amount. However, Chun-wei still did not participate. This was his principle. Even if it was a 1 yuan bet, it was still a bet. He was a police chief. If he did this, he would not be able to maintain his standing. Chief Chen, we're playing with our own people. It's not a bet. Don't take it seriously. Su-yin, it's just for fun. Chun-wei still insisted. No, it's just for fun. Why must you use money as a bet? It's just for fun. Otherwise, why are we playing mahjong? Shirley said. Chief Chen, have you seen anyone playing mahjong for fun? There's no way to play without a bet. Chun-wei shook his head. That won't do. You guys play. I'll go back first. Don't. Su-yin. Aren't you just indulging in it? Ah. Don't worry, Chief Chen. This is our home. Shirley said. I'm sure no one knows about it. No one will tell anyone about it. If it doesn't spread, you'll still have a firm foothold in our Guqin Island. Don't be so quick. This isn't about spreading the news. This is a matter of my personal principles, Chun-wei said. Su-yin smiled. That's enough. Don't make things difficult for Chief Chen. Zhuo Meiyan was also speechless at this stubborn Chief Chen. Since you guys aren't going to play, then we'll take care of you. We don't have to serve you tea. Alright, you guys have fun, Su-yin said. Chief Chen, you won't arrest us, right? Zhuo Meiyan purposely said. We're playing big. 501,000. Chun-wei smiled awkwardly. You're all family. It's okay to play in your own home. The women went to play cards while the men drank tea and watched TV in the living room. Time passed quickly. Chun-wei and the others also took their leave. Although the matter of the house had been handed over to Shirley, Su-yin still didn't feel at ease. He wasn't worried about selling the house, but about the threat of the place. No one knew when the people from the Tao clan, or the other clans would come looking for them. Jiesu volunteered to keep an eye on the place. Ever since he met with Chang Mo and the others, he was even more eager to work for Su-yin. Just because he was grateful to Su-yin, he had to work harder. Chang Mo and the other two were doing very well. They quickly found a place for themselves in the Dragon Brigade. They loved that kind of life. It was a life that could make people excited, move people, and make people give their all for it. That was what they wanted. Jiesu was really grateful to Su Yin for this. He was grateful to Su Yin for giving them a chance to live for their dreams. Jiesu had taken the initiative to stay here so that he could complete this task. The threat was still there. They were all aware of that. During this season, many northern cities in Huaxia had already snowed heavily. Russia was located further north, so it was no exception. Snowflakes were already falling in many cities. Tao Yinan didn't return to Moscow directly. Instead, she returned to her home in St. Petersburg. This was the largest city in the northwestern part of Russia. It was Tao Yinan's favorite place. It wasn't that she didn't like Moscow. It was just that she always felt threatened and malicious in that city. That feeling made her very uncomfortable. That was why she didn't like that place. She didn't like returning to Moscow. Anyway, people would definitely know about her return this time. She didn't need to take the initiative to cause trouble. Moreover, she had been in Beijing for so long. She did miss her boyfriend a little. But when Tao Yinan returned to her home in St. Petersburg, she realized that men were really unreliable. To think that she had missed him when she was in Huaxia. But in the end, this old Russian actually brought two long-haired and seductive Ukrainian women to fool around in his room. Damn it. Tao Yinan's mood seemed to be covered with a layer of ice. She never thought that she would be betrayed. And it was in her house. Using the sports car she bought for this guy, he brought two other women to her house to fool around. The two women tactfully escaped. In order to admit his mistake, the old Russian directly knelt in front of Tao Yinan. He begged for Tao Yinan's forgiveness. He begged Tao Yinan to give him a chance. Apologizing was useless. He even wanted to have a lingering kiss and let Tao Yinan soften in his arms. That way he could be forgiven. However, Tao Yinan really wasn't in the mood now. The betrayal made her feel even worse. When the old Russian wanted to give her a kiss and a hug, Tao Yinan unceremoniously kicked his little brother. This kick was really merciless. It was completely aimed at ending his bloodline. "Don't touch me with your dirty hands," Tao Yinan said, "or I will chop it off myself." This guy knew Tao Yinan's temper. He was willing to be wronged by Tao Yinan's side because of Tao Yinan's money. Such a rich woman could give him everything he wanted. It didn't matter if he was her dog. Unfortunately, this dog chose the wrong time to be in heat, and was directly caught on the spot. "Dear, forgive me. I really didn't do it on purpose. I really miss you too much. I swear that this kind of thing will never happen again. I swear, please give me a chance." "You really won't do this kind of thing in the future," Tao Yinan said coldly. She called Tao Ruhu and Tao Tianyi to the room and directly said, "Get rid of this person for me. Find a place to clean it up." "Yes." The two nodded. The old Russian was dumbfounded when he heard this. He quickly wanted to escape to protect himself, but he didn't have the chance. Tao Ruhu went forward and knocked him down with a punch. The two lifted him up one after the other and walked out. They both knew that Miss Tao was in a very bad mood. She had some things to do. Leaving this place might be a very good choice. The two didn't soften their hearts at all for Tao Yinan's betrayal. They directly drove to the seaside. St. Petersburg was right next to the Gulf of Finland. It was very easy to find a place to bury the corpse. The two quickly found a place where there was no one, and there was a deep hole in the sea. They tied a huge rock with a rope and tied the other end of the rope to the old Russian's feet. Then they tied the old Russian's hands behind his back. The more you wanted to untie this thing, the tighter it would get. After everything was ready, Tao Tianyi patted the guy's face and woke him up. When the old Russian saw this scene, he was scared out of his wits. But before he could speak, he was kicked into the sea by Tao Ruhu. Not to mention that it was cold now. Even if it was summer when the sea was warm, there were few people who could survive being tied up and thrown into the sea like this. The old Russian ended up like this because of a betrayal. There was really no one else like him. The two cleaned up the matter and stayed there to smoke a few cigarettes. Seeing that no one floated up, they quickly drove away. Chapter 2678. Tao Ruhu and Tao Tianyi saw the silver-plated Rolls-Royce parked in front of their house before they got off the car. That was Tao Zhu's car. The two of them could recognize him at a glance. It couldn't be that fast. They had just come back less than half a day ago. There was a distance of nearly 700 kilometers from Moscow to St. Petersburg. It would take at least 6 hours by car. But it had been less than 6 hours since they arrived at St. Petersburg. It was obvious that Tao Yu had been speeding all the way. Furthermore, he had immediately found out about the situation after they had returned and rushed over immediately. For a moment, they didn't know whether they should get off the car or not. They were Tao Yinan's people, so they were afraid of Tao Zhu. "Yinan, what did you do in Huaxia for such a long time?" Tao Zhu had already met Tao Yinan in the room. Obviously, Tao Zhu was very dissatisfied with Tao Yinan's performance in Huaxia this time. Because everything Tao Yinan did had completely ruined his plan. This made him very angry. "Brother, no matter who does this, they can't control it," Tao Yinan said. "We all knew from the beginning that no one could guarantee what would happen in Huaxia. After all, Jiang Zixue was the person Zhuo Lingyue wanted to protect. None of us knew that they could arrange so many masters." Tao Zhu said, "Enough. You'd better leave the explanation to the elders in the family. I only know that you failed in your mission." "It's not just me who failed," Tao Yinan said. "No matter who went, they would fail. This is obvious." Tao Zhu took a deep breath. "Then why did you ask the people from other families to go there?" "At that time, the matter of dealing with Jiang Zixue fell on our Tao family. Why did you ask them to go there?" "The matter is so big that it can't be handled by the Tao family alone. Of course, I had to consider the interests of the Tao family. Of course, I had to involve them." Tao Yinan didn't give in. "It doesn't matter if you asked them to help. How could one of them die?" Tao Zhu said. "Do you know how angry the Li family is now? They almost fell out with our Tao family." "Why would they blame us?" Tao Yinan asked. Tao Zhu said, "You're the one who sent Li Zheng to the island. If he didn't go to the island, then wouldn't he be fine?" "That's," Tao Yinan said. "You can't blame it on me. Why are the others fine? Why is he the only one who got into trouble?" The sculptor was startled. "What do you mean?" "What I mean is, the problem is with him. He can't blame anyone else for this." Tao Yinan said. "It's because he doesn't have the ability but still wants to stand out. That's why this happened. If he had been honest, he wouldn't have gotten into this kind of trouble." Tao Zhu said. "You want him to go so that he'll be honest? It's all because you want them to help you. Why isn't Zhao Zihu dead? Why wasn't Qianzheng dead? Why wasn't Sun Haoming dead? Why wasn't Zhou Xuanqing dead? Why is Li Zheng the only one who died?" Tao Yinan asked. Tao Zhu said, "Because Jiang Zixue has come to her senses and knows that it was Li Zheng who betrayed the Jiang family. Moreover, why would there be a guy named Jiang Hong in the Jiang family? Is he really Jiang Jing's son?" Tao Yinan smiled slightly. "Brother, you already know the details. Don't look at how you didn't go to Huaxia, you know everything." Tao Zhu was startled. "Of course I have to know the whole thing. Even if you don't say it, the people from the other families will say it. Then you should be very clear about the cause and effect of the matter." Tao Yinan said, "The other side has more than 20 experts. Almost all of them have broken through the Grandmaster realm. Especially that Su Yun. His strength is even more unfathomable. He has already broken through the Earth Profound realm. I don't know how many levels he has passed." Tao Zhu said, "Then what about Jiang Hong? What is his strength?" Although Jiang Hong's strength is very ordinary, he is good at using throwing knives. His long-range attacks are too powerful. Tao Yinan said, "Unless we catch him at close range, otherwise." Tao Zhu slammed the table unhappily. "Catch him at close range? Until now no one has seen what he looks like." Tao Yinan said indifferently, "I know." Tao Zhu was startled. He had already asked Zhao Zihu and the others about this matter. They all said that Tao Yinan was the only one who had seen this Jiang Hong. For a moment, Tao Zhu was silent. "Brother, I know that my mission this time was not successful. I am willing to accept the punishment." Tao Yinan said, "You can punish me however you want. I don't care. I am tired." Tao Zhu said, "In your current situation, it is not excessive for me to give you the most severe punishment in the family." "I know, of course I know," Tao Yinan said. "I said I don't care. I have had enough of living in fear and anxiety. What do you mean? Tao Zhu said. Tao Yinan glanced at Tao Zhu. Didn't they tell you? Why did Jiang Hong want to kill Li Zheng? Because he can't let go of the resentment in his heart. He can't accept it. So, he killed Li Zheng? Tao Yinan said. Brother, you don't really think that he will be satisfied just by killing Li Zheng, right? Who do you think his next target will be? It's. Tao Zhu was about to say something, but he could not open his mouth. It's our Tao family. Tao Yinan said. The next target will be you. Tao Zhu was stunned. Why me? You were the one who went to Huaxia. I am nothing. Tao Yinan said. I am not the one in charge. Of course, he will definitely not let me go. So I feel that it doesn't matter now. What does he look like? Tao Zhu said. If you know what he looks like, we can make the first move. Tao Yinan smiled. Brother, I still have to accept the punishment. What I did this time was so terrible. I have the final say on the punishment. I am the one in charge, Tao Zhu said. But, at the very least, I have to accept the punishment of the elders, right? Tao Yinan said. Tao Zhu said. Accept the punishment. I will convince them. This matter is not something you can easily deal with by yourself. What you need to do now is to atone for your sins. How? Tao Yinan said. I have already made a mistake with Jiang Zixue's matter. Do you want me to continue doing this? Then I still can't solve this problem. No, even if we let Jiang Zixue go, we can't let this Jiang Hong go. Tao Zhu said. He is in the dark. None of us have seen him. He can come out and threaten me at any time. We have to deal with him. We have to. We can't let him live. Tao Yinan said. Brother, you really think so? Of course. Otherwise. Tao Zhu said. I have to see this Jiang Hong die with my own eyes. Yinan, this matter can only depend on you. Only you have seen him. It can't be? Only I have seen him? Tao Yinan said. Are you saying that Zhao Zihu and the rest use their eyes to breathe? Tao Zhu said angrily. I really don't know what these trash can do. They can't even see a person clearly. Tao Yinan snorted. Brother, maybe they don't want to say it? What do you mean? Tao Zhu was stunned. Everyone knows what our big families are like now. Who doesn't think for their own interests? Tao Yinan said. Every one of them only thinks for their own interests. Cold sweat broke out on Tao Zhu's back. You mean they want me dead? Tao Yinan said. Otherwise? Otherwise, they can't even see a person clearly? What good will it do for them if I die? There's no benefit at all. Tao Zhu said. If I die, then they will be next. Tao Yinan said. When it's their turn, they will take the initiative to attack. Tao Zhu was completely stunned. In short, I don't believe that they didn't see Jiang Hong's appearance. I think they don't want to say it. They want our Tao family to be isolated and helpless. Tao Yinan said. They will only act when we are in trouble. But they know that you have seen Jiang Hong. Why would they do that? Tao Zhu didn't understand. He really couldn't understand. Tao Yinan exposed him. Maybe. They think that you don't trust me as your sister. Besides, I have experienced such a big failure. I will definitely be punished. Chapter 2679. These damn guys, they can't really think that they can weaken our Tao family like this. Tao Zhu was a bit angry. Yinan, I don't have any disloyalty towards you. You are my sister. Tao Yinan said. Of course I know this. Brother, I already said that they are trying to drive a wedge between us. Do you know what they said to me when we were at Qingdao? What did they say? Tao Zhu was startled and said nervously. They said that a mountain can't hold two tigers. They said that you can't tolerate me in our Tao family, and that you will get rid of me sooner or later. Tao Yinan said. Brother, is that so? Of course not. Don't listen to their nonsense. Tao Zhu said. I am usually a little strict with you, but that is for your own good. There are some things that I let you do, and that is also to give you a chance to train. You must know that in the future, our Tao family will be relying on you to help me. You are my biological sister. Tao Yinan smiled faintly. Brother, I am relieved to hear your words. She was so disdainful at this moment. If Tao Zhu didn't have any disloyalty, how could his reaction be so intense? Tao Yinan only needed a little bit of provocation. And Tao Zhu was now full of suspicion towards the people in charge of the other families. This was Tao Yinan's first step. When Tao Zhu didn't have anyone he could trust, Tao Yinan naturally became the only trustworthy person by his side. This way, it was too easy for Tao Yinan to continue with the next step of the plan. Tao Yinan looked at Tao Zhu and thought, "Brother, you really shouldn't be too impatient. You really shouldn't treat me as your stepping stone. If you want to step on me, Tao Yinan, to step on me, you really have to step on me steadily. Otherwise, be careful of falling to your death." Tao Zhu didn't know how to read minds and couldn't see through Tao Yinan's little schemes. Tao Yinan had already made up her mind to use this opportunity to get rid of Tao Zhu. This way, no one in the family would be able to threaten her in the future. She believed that everyone could see clearly what kind of feelings Tao Zhu had for her. Even their parents were clear about it. However, it was precisely because he was a man that he could receive such silent support. So what if she was a woman? She, Tao Yinan, wanted to see why a woman couldn't take charge of a family. If Tao Su died, she really didn't believe that her parents would give the family inheritance to her cousins. Didn't he still have to hand it over to her? Even if they seized the time to give her a younger brother, what would a little brat know? She would become Tao Yinan's puppet from a young age. Ambition was just like that. When it wasn't there, it could be very quiet. But once there was such a thing, even a submissive person would suddenly become a different person. What's more, Tao Yinan wasn't the kind of person who would resign herself to adversity. She already had her own plans and arrangements. She would definitely change all of this and turn it into her home ground, into something she could control. "Yinan, come back with me. I will explain everything," Tao Zhu said. "Then we will discuss how to solve Jiang Hong's problem." "Sure." Tao Yinan nodded. "Dealing with Jiang Hong is the most important thing right now. We do need to discuss this properly." Tao Zhu rarely showed such a smile to Tao Yinan, but this time he wasn't stingy with his smile. "This time, even if you didn't contribute, you still worked hard," Tao Zhu said. "Yinan, we will remember your contributions to the Tao family." "Brother, this is what I should do. Aren't all of us doing this for the Tao family?" Tao Yinan said. "Now that you are in such a dangerous situation, I will stand by your side without hesitation and help you solve your problems. I will help you deal with everything." At that moment, Tao Zhu was really a little touched. However, this feeling of being moved only lasted for a moment, and he quickly regained his composure. Tao Zhu knew that Tao Yinan had absolute value, but at the same time, he also knew that Tao Yinan couldn't be completely trusted. Even if she was his biological sister, how could he be sure that she wouldn't play any tricks in such a complicated situation? What's more, this trip to Huaxia was arranged by him. It was a trap that he designed for Tao Yinan. The goal was to push Tao Yinan into a situation where she couldn't recover from it. Everyone in the Tao family saw what he was doing. How could Tao Yinan not know what he was thinking? Obviously, it was impossible. Tao Yinan was very clear. Based on Tao Yinan's current state of mind, not many people could figure it out. How could the smartest person in the Tao family be played in the palm of someone else's hand so easily? Tao Zhu was very clear that he had to be careful and cautious in order to cooperate with Tao Yinan. Otherwise, he might not die in the hands of Jiang Hong, but in the hands of Tao Yinan. Tao Zhu and Tao Yinan walked out of the room peacefully. Tao Ruhu and Tao Tianyi, who were waiting outside and didn't dare to get out of the car, hurriedly opened the door and ran forward. "Hello, young Master Tao." The two bowed. Tao Zhu waved his hand and ignored the two. Instead, he went forward and opened the door for Tao Yinan. "Let's go, Yinan. Take my car. Let's go back together." Tao Yinan nodded, then said to Tao Ruhu and Tao Tianyi, "You two follow me. We are going back to Moscow." The two looked at each other, not understanding what was going on. Tao Zhu was actually so polite to Tao Yinan. This didn't conform to common sense. They had never seen Tao Zhu treat Tao Yinan like this. He even opened the car door for her personally. This was simply a fantasy. If the two hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have believed anyone who told them about this. However, things in big families were like this. It was very difficult for people to have absolute control over something. Everyone would make changes for their own benefit. This was very normal. After Tao Zhu got in the car, he signaled the driver to start the car immediately. He also went straight to the point. Yinan, about Jiang Hong's characteristics, you must have remembered a thing or two. When we go back, I will hire a portrait master. You can tell him about Jiang Hong's characteristics. I believe he can easily make a portrait. Tao Yinan smiled slightly. Want a portrait? Hee, if there was a portrait, then what did Tao Zhu need her to do? With a portrait, he could unite the people of the big families and solve this problem together. Tao Yinan didn't need to do anything in the middle. Brother, I really can't say, Tao Yinan said. Why can't you say? Tao Zhu was startled. I don't know. It's just that it's hard to describe. I don't know what words to use. Tao Yinan said. I can only recognize him when I see him. Otherwise, I can't describe him at all. Tao Zhu was startled. That can't be right. What's so hard to describe? Straight eyebrows or slanted eyebrows, triangular eyes or slender eyes, aquiline nose or upturned nose, thick lips or square face, long hair or bald head, body type, height, short or fat. These are all easy to describe. In short, I don't know how to describe. Tao Yinan said. I'm afraid that after I say it, you will make a mistake in the portrait and find the wrong person. That might anger Jiang Hong even more. Tao Zhu was speechless. He wanted to get angry, but when he remembered that he had a favor to ask of her, he suppressed it in the end. Some things were really hard to say. Tao Zhu really didn't know if he should believe Tao Yinan now. It wasn't that Tao Yinan didn't know how to describe, she just didn't want to. This was her only remaining trump card. She had to hold on to it. Tao Zhu thought about it. It was normal for people to have such thoughts. Anyone would want to have such an opportunity. Well, if you really don't know how to describe, then don't describe. Tao Zhu said. Yinan, you must remember clearly. This is related to all of our interests. Tao Yinan nodded. Of course I know. Brother, you can rest assured. As long as I have a chance to see him again, I will definitely recognize him. Good. Tao Zhu said. With your words, I'm relieved. Chapter 2680. Although Tao Zhu said that he didn't need to worry, his heart was beating like a drum. Who could be at ease? If it was anyone else, they wouldn't be able to be at ease. With Tao Yinan's current performance, Tao Zhu wouldn't be able to get anything valuable out of her mouth. However, it didn't matter if Tao Yinan didn't say anything. If she didn't say anything, it was equivalent to putting herself in a new position. Tao Zhu thought, as long as you don't say anything, I will personally ask to go to Huaxia to find someone. As the only person who knows what Jiang Hong looks like, won't you have to obediently follow me? As long as you don't want to go and refuse, then you have to tell me what Jiang Hong looks like, and let the expert draw him. No matter what, Tao Yinan had to help him deal with this matter beautifully. If she didn't deal with it well, then she still wouldn't have a good ending. If she could deal with it well, then she would continue to settle the score for this mission failure. Although Tao Zhu hadn't really inherited the Tao family yet, he had already been in charge for 2 years. He already had a lot of power. No matter what the Tao family did, as long as he opened his mouth, he still had a lot of power. This was something that Tao Yinan couldn't compare with. After all, Tao Yinan wasn't in charge. Under Tao Zhu's lead, Tao Yinan and her 2 subordinates returned to Moscow. On the way back, Tao Zhu informed the housekeeper at home to prepare everyone's dinner. He had to inform everyone to have dinner together tonight. No one could be left out. When they returned to the Tao family, everyone who was related by blood to the Tao family was present according to Tao Zhu's instructions. Seeing that Tao Yinan was back, everyone was very curious. In order to make Tao Yinan feel that she wasn't being judged, Tao Zhu prepared a banquet and invited everyone at home. He also asked Tao Yinan to briefly explain the matter of Huaxia at the banquet. If it wasn't for the fact that he couldn't offend Tao Yinan now, he wouldn't have considered it so thoroughly. Obviously, it was impossible. You all heard how hard it was this time. It was really difficult for Yinan. Tao Zhu said. I suggest that we all raise a glass and toast to her. Tao Zhu's suggestion made many people think that they were drunk. Some even pinched their own thighs to make sure that they weren't dreaming. Tao Zhu actually excused Tao Yinan? He was actually speaking up for Tao Yinan? This was too inconceivable. Could it be that the sun rose from the north today? Yinan, you've worked hard. We will remember everything you've done for the Tao family. Someone had already stood up. Although Tao Zhu was the one who proposed the toast, he still felt a little uncomfortable when everyone was toasting Tao Yinan. Seeing Tao Yinan being surrounded by so many people, he felt a little stifled in his heart. This kind of stifled feeling was indeed somewhat unpleasant. In short, Tao Zhu felt uncomfortable doing this, but he had no choice but to do it. Tao Yinan gladly accepted. She had never enjoyed such treatment in the Tao family because of Tao Jiu. Tao Jiu would never agree to such treatment. Based on this, Tao Yinan was certain that Tao Zhu was truly terrified. If Li Zheng had not been killed on the spot, Tao Zhu would not have this kind of fear. He had a good relationship with Li Zheng, and he was very clear about Li Zheng's strength. If Li Zheng could be killed on the spot by a throwing knife, then he was not confident that he could dodge such a fast and accurate throwing knife. Because of this, Tao Zhu's heart was suspended in mid-air. As long as Jiang Hong was alive, he would not be able to rest easy. This time, Yinan has an important mission, Tao Zhu said. The Jiang family is still a threat to us. I will stand by Yinan's side and help her deal with the following matters. Hearing Tao Zhu's announcement, the scene quieted down again. Tao Zhu was truly afraid. Everyone understood in their hearts. As long as Jiang Hong is not eliminated, we and the people from the other families will not be able to rest easy. Tao Zhu said. He might do something irrational to any of the 6 families at any time, any place, and any situation. Tao Zhu purposely made it sound so serious. In fact, everyone knew in their hearts that Jiang Hong's target was very clear. It was the people in charge. Li Zheng was one of them, and the next was Tao Zhu. Jiang Hong would not be stupid enough to expose his identity, just to hurt a small character in their family. This was a losing business. The first person he would deal with would definitely be him, Tao Zhu. It was obvious why Tao Zhu was so good to Tao Yinan. Tao Yinan was the only one who knew what Jiang Hong looked like. If the other families were present and saw it clearly, then this incident would not have happened. Yinan, I think we should make the first move. We can't wait for them to come to us. Let's go first, Tao Zhu said. Tao Yinan sneered in her heart. She did not expect this guy to be so impatient. Don't worry, they won't come to us so easily, Tao Yinan said. We don't need to be so impatient. Right now, we are not the only ones panicking. The Zhao family and the other families are also panicking. Tao Zhu was startled. Their panic has nothing to do with us. We can't count on them for this matter. Even if we don't count on them, we should still let them worry for a while. Tao Yinan said. Who told them to always shrink back when they encounter problems? In Jiang Zixue's matter, none of them dared to stand up. When Tao Yinan said this, she was actually talking about Tao Zhu. Tao Zhu's behavior was actually no different from the other family's people. If it was any other day, Tao Zhu would have questioned her about what she meant. But today, Tao Zhu did not say anything. He accepted everything Tao Yinan said. Even if everyone understood Tao Yinan's meaning, Tao Zhu did not refute it. He was too clear about which was more important. Tao Yinan also understood Tao Zhu's mentality. That was why she dared to say such words in front of so many people. It's good to let these cowardly rats worry for a while. I've been tired recently, and my condition is not very good. It's better to wait until my condition is better before making a decision, Tao Yinan said. Tao Zhu's heart was stifled. He wanted to speak a few times, but in the end he held back. Today's dinner was very enjoyable. I haven't eaten with my family in a long time. Come everyone, let's have another drink, Tao Yinan said. Today, I'm not going to go home until I'm drunk. Tao Zhu held back his displeasure and raised his wine glass. Come drink with Yinan. Let her drink to her heart's content, and let her relax. Looking at Tao Yinan drinking everyone's toasts one cup after another, the grievance in Tao Su's heart grew little by little. But in order to eliminate the hidden danger behind him, he had to endure it. Tao Zhu did not believe that Tao Yinan could hold on for long. He knew very well that Tao Yinan herself knew that she was definitely in danger. Everyone was in the same boat. No matter how angry Tao Zhu was, he could still choose to believe her. Tao Yinan would not put herself in danger just to make Tao Zhu sad. The person who went to Huaxia was her, Tao Yinan, not his Tao Zhu. Tao Yinan ate this meal very happily. The feeling of being the center of attention was really good. In the past, it was Tao Zhu who enjoyed this kind of treatment. But today, the person enjoying this kind of treatment was her. She liked this kind of treatment. She did not want to be like before, where she could only revolve around Tao Zhu. She liked the feeling of being supported by tens of thousands of people. As long as Tao Zhu was done for, then everyone in the Tao family could only support her. Tao Zhu gave Tao Yinan a chance to enjoy this kind of feeling today. Tao Yinan did not want to throw it away. She wanted this kind of feeling, this kind of feeling. Tao Yinan did not go home until she was drunk. She did what she said. She drank one glass after another, until she was drunk. She could not remember who she had drunk with, but she did not refuse anyone who drank with her. She just wanted to be drunk to her heart's content. This way, she could forget all the unhappiness and calm herself down completely. She could think about what to do next. Tao Yinan did not want to be Tao Zhu's chess piece, nor did she want to be used by Su Yin. She had her own thoughts. She did not want to be manipulated by anyone, because she was Tao Yinan. Chapter 2681. Tao Yinan already had her own plan. As long as everything went according to her plan, the final victory would belong to her. Although Tao Yinan also hoped to go to Huaxia as soon as possible and end everything, she knew that Tao Zhu wanted to go there more. But once she took Tao Zhu there in a hurry, Tao Zhu would be more vigilant. The more vigilant Tao Zhu was, the less likely he would believe her words. Tao Yinan's trick was to make Tao Zhu think that she was not in a hurry. In this way, when Tao Zhu went to Huaxia with her, he would be obedient to her. Everyone's tolerance was limited. Tao Zhu could be so calm now, but it was impossible for him to be so calm all the time. Every day from now on was torture for Tao Zhu, and it would be more torturous day by day. As long as the clay figurine was tortured to the point where it could not be endured any longer, everything would fall into place. Even when they arrived at Huaxia, Tao Yinan would not tell him who Jiang Hong was. Not to mention that she did not know what Jiang Hong looked like. Even if she knew, she would not tell him. Tao Yinan would tell Tao Zhu that Su Yin was Jiang Hong. Then there would be a good show to watch. If the two of them fought together, as long as Tao Zhu could really trick Su Yin, it would be killing two birds with one stone. Su Yin was Zueling Yue's man, and Tao Zhu would have a hard time. If Tao Zhu could not beat Su Yin, she would not lose anything, but Tao Zhu would definitely be finished. As long as Tao Zhu was defeated this time, Tao Yinan would not have wasted her time. Although Tao Yinan still had to face the threat of Su Yin after that, she believed that she could find a way to negotiate with Su Yin. She could help them to trick the leaders of the other families to come out, and help them solve the problem. If the problem was solved, she believed that the Jiang family would give her a chance. If it did not work, she could still control the power of the Tao family and help the Jiang family restore their status. By doing so, he might be able to reach a consensus with the Jiang family. This could also be considered as leaving a way out for himself. After all, Tao Yinan was not the person in charge of the Tao family. She was not the one who made the decision. Therefore, even if the Tao family did something wrong to the Jiang family, she could push the blame to Tao Zhu. Tao Zhu could just be her scapegoat. If everything went smoothly this time, Tao Yinan would have profited from a disaster. No one knew Tao Yinan's plan, but many people were concerned about it. After Tao Yinan returned to Russia, Zhao Zihu contacted her for the second time. Yinan. Zhao Zihu dialed Tao Yinan's number again. Mr. Zhao, please don't call me so intimately, Tao Yinan said. After all, I'm at home. It's not good for others to hear it. Miss Tao, Zhao Zihu said. I'm just concerned about you. How's your current situation? I've tried my best to put in a good word for you. Tao Yinan smiled slightly. Thank you, Mr. Zhao, for your concern. For the time being, I'm still very safe, Zhao Zihu said. Yes, I think you should be safe too. Now Tao Zhu's mind is on Jiang Hong. Then, when are you going to solve Jiang Hong's problem? Why? Are you afraid too? Tao Yinan said, don't worry. As long as my brother is fine, the danger won't fall on you. Look at what you said. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm worried about you, Xiao Zihu said. We are now grasshoppers tied together. We should face it together. Tao Yinan smiled. Do you really think we should face it together? Of course, I think we must face this problem together, Xiao Zihu said. Well, if I go to Huaxia, I will inform you as soon as possible, Tao Yinan said. You'd better be patient. Xiao Zihu was stunned. Miss Tao, are you really going to take Tao Zhu to Huaxia to solve Jiang Hong's problem? Of course, what if not? Tao Yinan said. Xiao Zihu was nervous and didn't say anything. He didn't believe Tao Yinan's words. If Jiang Hong's threat to Tao Zhu was resolved, then what was the use of Tao Yinan? Obviously, there was no use at all. Miss Tao, I advise you to think about it more. Xiao Zihu said. There are some things that an outsider like me can't say much, but forget it. I believe Miss Tao must have her own plans. Tao Yinan sneered in her heart. A cat crying for a mouse, hypocritical. But she wouldn't expose Xiao Zihu's crocodile tears. She knew that at this time, Xiao Zihu was at least thinking about her from her standpoint. Unlike Qian Zheng, Sun Haoming and Zhou Xuanqing, those three guys didn't even show up so far and didn't care about these things at all. Those guys who only knew how to sit back and enjoy the fruits of others' labor would never achieve great things. Tao Yinan would definitely not let those fellows be comfortable. This might be a good opportunity to destroy all the major clans. In this way, the Tao family's status would be higher in the future. As for how they would develop in the future, that wasn't Tao Yinan's business. What Tao Yinan wanted to do was to kill with a borrowed knife. She wanted to use the Jiang family, which was on the verge of death, to make them restless. Mr. Zhao, you don't have to worry about my matters. Tao Yinan said. I believe that you will help me when I need help, so if you need my help, I won't be stingy. Xiao Zihu said. Miss Tao, our interests are mutual. It's good that we both remember this. Tao Yinan chuckled. Of course. Miss Tao, you have to be careful. Xiao Zihu finally reminded her. Thank you, Tao Yinan said. If there's nothing else, you go ahead. Xiao Zihu immediately understood Tao Yinan's meaning. If there's anything you need me to do, just let me know immediately. Tao Yinan said. Mr. Zhao, you're too polite. Then I'll take care of some of my matters first. I believe that it won't be long before we meet again. After hanging up the phone with Xiao Zihu, Tao Yinan was in a good mood. Even Xiao Zihu was beginning to worry now. What would Tao Zhu's mood be like now? It was already the 5th day since Tao Yinan returned to Russia. Every minute was torture for Tao Zhu. Every day, he wanted to ask Tao Yinan when she would be ready and when they would go to Huaxia to solve the problem. But Tao Yinan didn't do anything at all. Tao Zhu didn't know what to do. He really couldn't open his mouth. If he didn't open his mouth, he felt like termites were crawling on his heart. That kind of feeling was hard to describe. In the past 5 days, Tao Zhu couldn't eat or sleep well. He couldn't sit or stand. Every minute and every second was unbearable for him. He had always wanted to make himself look calmer, so that he could stand firm in front of the Tao family. If he panicked, how could he behave? After enduring for 5 days, he finally couldn't bear it anymore. After dinner, Tao Yinan made a comfortable steam and tasted red wine in her room. This was what Tao Zhu gave her. Tao Zhu collected a lot of good things. This bottle was definitely worth a lot. If it was in the past, how could he be willing to give it to Tao Yinan? Wasn't it because he needed her now? Tao Zhu knocked on the door of Tao Yinan's room. Tao Yinan invited him to sit down with a smile and poured him a glass. Brother, this bottle of wine is really good. As long as you like it, you can get it from my private wine cellar. Tao Zhu said generously. You can take whatever you want to drink. Really, you're my sister. What's mine is yours. Brother, that's not what you said before. Tao Yinan said. You used to think that I was a drunkard and didn't dare to let me go to your wine cellar. You were afraid that I would drink your good things. Tao Zhu said. That's because I was worried that it would be bad for your health if you drank too much. You're not worried now? Tao Yinan asked back. Tao Zhu was speechless. I was worried. Of course I'm worried now. That's why I personally picked it for you and sent it to you. Then I really have to thank you, brother. Tao Yinan said. If it weren't for your red wine, I might really need to recover for a while. Chapter 2682. Yinan, there are some things I want to make clear. I really don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do, Tao Zhu said. But this time we really can't wait any longer. Tao Yinan smiled but didn't say anything. She didn't seem to hear Tao Zhu's words at all. Yinan, we really can't wait any longer. If we wait any longer Tao Zhu said. I'm afraid we'll lose the little bit of initiative we have. Brother, we already have no initiative, so there's nothing to worry about, Tao Yinan said. Tao Zhu hurriedly waved his hand. No, no, no. You are our initiative, you know? You are the one who has the initiative. You are our only initiative. Tao Yinan looked at Tao Zhu with a faint smile. Brother, are you joking with me? What initiative do I have? Yinan, if you don't take the initiative now, it will be too late when Jiang Hong makes a comeback, Tao Zhu said. As the saying goes, the one who strikes first gains the advantage. You're right, Tao Yinan said. But I have my concerns too. Brother, you haven't been to Huaxia, so you don't know the situation there. That night, there were 20 to 30 experts there. It's only been a few days since the incident. I'm afraid they're still on guard. Tao Zhu's smile was very awkward. It doesn't matter even if they're on guard. We can secretly investigate the situation first. We won't make a move. Tao Yinan shook her head. After I brought Tao Ruhu and Tao Tianyi to Qingdao, I followed them many times. They saw through us every time. Are you exaggerating? Tao Zhu obviously didn't believe Tao Yinan. If you don't believe me, you can ask them, Tao Yinan said. Tao Yinan said, and I was counter-investigated. One night, the other party barged into the hotel. Tao Zhu frowned. Were they that powerful? Tao Yinan almost made them into Neza with 3 heads and 6 arms. If we go there and they haven't left yet, we might be counter-investigated. Then wouldn't that give Jiang Hong a chance? Tao Yinan said. If he knew that you came to him like this, he might be overjoyed. Tao Zhu was so stunned that he couldn't refute a single word. Tao Yinan said again, Brother, I think, if it doesn't work, you might as well not go to Huaxia. Let me think of another way. Tao Yinan didn't want him to go to China? Tao Yinan didn't want him to go to China? There must be something fishy going on. Something was definitely wrong. Tao Zhu's distrust of Tao Yinan gave Tao Yinan too many opportunities and space. Tao Yinan was very clear about Tao Zhu's thoughts. Since Tao Zhu didn't believe her and was afraid of being used by her, she would say the opposite. Tao Yinan wanted to lead the pottery figurine to Huaxia, but she insisted that he was not allowed to go. Tao Yinan would definitely rush over. He did not believe in Tao Yinan's arrangements. No, I'm really worried about you going alone. I can't let you take any more risks. Tao Zhu said. I'll go with you. It was just that he sneezed twice as soon as he left Tao Yinan's room. This made him very unhappy. Sneezing twice was an ominous sign. It was a sign that someone was cursing him. Tao Zhu rubbed his nose. Fortunately, he was in a good mood and wasn't upset by the 2 sneezes. When he thought about how he could go to Huaxia tomorrow, there was an indescribable excitement in his heart. He knew how dangerous this matter was, but if he didn't go, danger would always be by his side. Get things done once and for all. For the good days in the future, for the comfortable life in the future, Tao Zhu had no choice but to make this decision. He had no choice but to take this risk. The trip to Huaxia made him both excited and nervous. It could be said that he didn't sleep for almost the entire night. For this matter, Tao Zhu really did everything he could. He brought all 6 masters of the Tao family with him. Among these 6 people, the weakest was a high-level master of the Supreme Power Realm. 2 of them were masters of the Profound World Realm. It wasn't difficult to see that Tao Zhu was determined to win this trip. This time, Tao Yinan was much more relaxed. She didn't even bring Tao Ruhu and Tao Tianyi with her. Sometimes, She felt that it was more convenient to deal with things alone. Although the Tao family had a private plane, they decided to take a normal flight and enter Huaxia like ordinary people because they would be exposed if they flew there. After breakfast in the morning, Tao Zhu's private car sent them to the airport in Moscow. The two of them took the booked tickets and went directly to the plane with 6 men. Thinking about the 20-hour journey, they felt uncomfortable all over. Tao Zhu couldn't sit or stand still on the plane. He didn't know how long it took him to fall asleep. Tao Yinan really couldn't sleep. The plane took 20 hours. Taking the time difference into account, they should arrive at Qingdao around the same time the next day. If she fell asleep now, she wouldn't be able to sleep when she woke up later. It was not good for adjusting to the jet lag. Therefore, Tao Yinan asked for a cup of coffee to refresh herself. Then, she began to plan her own little abacus. How to scheme against Tao Zhu, how to scheme against Su Yun, how to scheme against Su Yun, how to scheme against her, how to gain the greatest advantage in this matter. Chapter 2683. Although the 20-hour flight was hard to endure, it was still very fast. In the blink of an eye, the plane arrived in Huaxia's airspace. Tao Zhu had already arranged everything. When they walked out of the airport, the person in charge of the Tao family's business in Huaxia personally came to receive them. This was a treatment that Tao Yinan had never received when she came before. Of course, this was definitely not the idea of a subordinate of the Tao family. Someone must have instructed him to give up the opportunity to flatter her. The person who instructed him was obviously present. Otherwise, the person receiving them wouldn't have looked so awkward. Young Master Tao, Miss Tao, please. I've already arranged everything for you. You don't have to worry about it. Tao Yinan flatly refused. We have our own arrangements. You can leave the car here. Go back. Hearing Tao Yinan's words, even Tao Zhu was stunned. Why did he have to find trouble when there were already arrangements? Tao Yinan glanced at Tao Zhu, as if telling him that if he wanted to solve the problem as soon as possible after coming to Huaxia, he should listen to her arrangements. Tao Zhu, who was used to orders, had no choice but to try to accept. Okay, just do as Miss says. Leave the car here and go. Yes, this guy originally wanted to give them a welcome dinner. In any case, he had come all the way from Yanjing to Guqin Island just to pick her up at the airport and entertain her. But now he hadn't slept for 20 hours straight, and Tao Yinan had completely slapped him away. Anyone would feel a sense of loss because of this. Yinan, you should think carefully. Won't it be more troublesome for us? Although Tao Zhu promised Tao Yinan, he also tried to persuade her to accept everything the other party had prepared. Tao Yinan shook her head very firmly. How do we know if he's being followed or discovered? What if he's accidentally targeted by Jiang Hong? Tao Zhu was stunned. Was there really such a possibility? But he had to admit that there really was such a possibility. Jiang Hong's current target was their Tao family. It was very possible for him to play some tricks now. No, that won't happen. I'm very careful. Young Master Tao, I'm sure no one will target me. It's better to be cautious. Go, leave Guqin Island immediately and go back to Beijing to do what you need to do. We don't need you here. Tao Zhu also made up his mind. Tao Yinan didn't pay any more attention to them and strode out. Where is the car? What's the plate number? Tao Zhu asked impatiently. Not only did this guy fail to flatter Tao Zhu, but he also got a lot of complaints. He quickly told Tao Zhu where the car was parked and the license plate number. Tao Zhu said to the person beside him, "Did you hear that? Let's go get the car." The guy in charge of reception hurriedly called the driver in the car and told him to get out of the car and wait respectfully. He also told him that they were going to pick up the car soon. This was because he didn't know that Tao Yinan was also here. Tao Zhu said that he had brought 6 subordinates. Including himself, there were 7 people. Therefore, this person included himself and the driver and arranged for a luxurious 9-seater Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Now it seemed that even if they followed his arrangements, there was still one less seat in the car. There were 8 of them. Tao Zhu's people quickly found the car and drove it to the exit. After everyone got in, Tao Zhu's people directly drove away from Luting Airport. At this time, The driver also ran over and said while panting, "Boss, they drove the car away. How are we going to go back? There's no need for us here. What are we still doing here? Of course we're flying back to Beijing. Inand, what do you plan to do?" Tao Zhu knew that now that they had arrived at Huaxia, they should arrange things as soon as possible. Tao Yinan said, "Let's go to the city first. When we arrive, we'll look around and stay in whichever hotel we like." Isn't this too aimless? Tao Zhu was stunned. This was too casual. Tao Yinan said, "Haste makes waste. We don't have to rush. It's still early. Even if we check in early, what can we do?" Tao Zhu was stunned. He didn't know what to do. Even if we want to know the other party's background, we have to wait until the night, when it's quiet. Tao Yinan said, "Brother, I've been here before. I have experience, so you should listen to my opinion." Tao Zhu didn't say anything and nodded silently. This feeling of being arranged by Tao Yinan really made him unhappy, but there was nothing he could do. He had to endure it. In the end, Tao Yinan still chose the Intercontinental Ocean Hotel. She liked the environment of this place. There were 4 connected presidential suites. Tao Zhu and Tao Yinan each had a suite in the middle, with 3 masters on each side. Tao Zhu came to Qingdao prepared 100% this time. Safety was the most important thing he had to pay attention to. In fact, everyone had their own weakness. Tao Zhu thought that his weakness was fear of death. Fear of death was his biggest weakness in life. "You all adjust, or familiarize yourselves with the surroundings," Tao Yinan said. "But now is not the time to act. Without my order, no one should act rashly." Tao Zhu had already compromised with Tao Yinan, not to mention the 6 masters he brought with him. "I just adjusted to the jet lag after going back, and now I'm flying back." Tao Yinan yawned. "I just want to rest now. Brother, tell your people not to disturb me." "All right, you can go to sleep." Tao Zhu was helpless, but he could only swallow his pride and bear with it. After Tao Yinan went back to her room and closed the door, Tao Zhu arranged for 2 people to stay behind and watch her. Then he went out with the other 4 to familiarize himself with the environment of Qingdao. Tao Zhu had been to Qingdao before. He liked this place very much, especially the soft girls here. All of them had long legs. On Qingdao, if a girl wasn't 7 meters tall, she really belonged to the short-legged family. It could even be said that if you randomly picked a girl on the street, her legs would start to split at the navel. Tall. This time, Tao Zhu came to Qingdao with a different mood. He wasn't in the mood to see the beauties, nor was he in the mood to enjoy the beautiful scenery. He had to remember the streets and alleys of Qingdao. Only by familiarizing himself with the environment could he have a better grasp of the initiative. In this way, the day passed quickly. Tao Yinan didn't go out for the whole day. She ordered room service for lunch and dinner. After Tao Zhu returned to the hotel, he saw that she didn't want to come out, so he didn't urge her. He had dinner with his 6 masters, and then went back to his room. After returning to his room, Tao Zhu took out a pen and paper, and wrote something on the paper. It seemed that he was planning something. Around 10 o'clock at night, Tao Yinan suddenly called him, saying that it was time to arrange for someone to check out the situation. Before Tao Zhu could speak, Tao Yinan hung up the phone, and then sent the address to Tao Zhu's phone. It seemed that she didn't want to participate too much in this matter. Tao Zhu took a deep breath. Although he had the address, he still felt a little uneasy. For the sake of safety, Tao Zhu went out in person, leaving only 1 person to guard Tao Yinan in the hotel. The others all got in the car with him and went to the address Tao Yinan gave him. After Tao Zhu left, Tao Yinan opened the door to check out the situation. But she saw Shi Jiao standing at the door. Seeing Tao Yinan open the door, Shi Jiao said expressionlessly, "Miss Tao, what are you?" "Give me a cigarette," Tao Yinan said casually. "I suddenly want to smoke." Shi Jiao was stunned and a little surprised. "Miss Tao, I don't smoke." "Forget it," Tao Yinan said. "I don't smoke usually, but I suddenly want to smoke now. I don't have one." Shi Jiao bowed apologetically. Tao Yinan closed the door and sneered in her heart. She knew that Tao Zhu wouldn't leave her here at ease. But she didn't expect that this guy would go too far. He actually asked someone to stand guard at her door. What did he take her for? Was he treating her like a prisoner? Tao Yinan now needed to get in touch with Su Yun, but she was being watched and couldn't go out. It was even more impossible for her to ask Su Yun to come. What a good Tao Zhu. He was still so guarded against her. You're tuning into the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.